Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yo, what's up, and welcome to another episode of Unnamed Sports Show right here on Gorilla Cross Radio, streaming live on GorillaCross.com and the Gorilla Cross app. I'm your host, Quan59, and we are sponsored by Precharge. Got my man just in time, Josh Williams, in the building, nice and relaxed. You can see him on the camera. He did not want to sit normal today.
Very comfortable, and it's an open studio, so so sometimes you have to take advantage.
Yeah.
Very, very happy today. They just found water on one of the moons on Jupiter. It's a good day.
Wow.
I said that.
Okay.
I did.
Cool. That's his fun fact of the day by Josh Williams. My man, Death Star Dave in the building. Death Star Dave is not on Disney Plus, so sorry for all you guys that were looking for him there.
I only have one word to say today. Luka!
Yo, triple double, 40 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, or vice versa, one of those.
No, it was 11 and 11. He had 42, 11, and 11.
He had 12 on one of them.
It said 11.
Does it matter? Luka.
He had a triple.
Luka's balling, man. We're going to talk about that. Some of the young stars that are just here right now in the NBA. Yeah, we got a good show. We got Monday Night Football recap. We're going to talk about that. The Chargers versus the Chiefs in Mexico City. I think we should just move I'm going to get rid of her. I think we should just move the Chargers to Mexico City. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm talking to a speaker over here.
Mexico City.
A little bit.
London.
I'm definitely low.
Every time I look at Josh, I'm just...
Yeah, any one of them would be fantastic. Listen, the last place that anybody wants the Chargers, including Chargers fans, the people who live there, is Los Angeles.
Yeah.
The Chargers fans don't want to be Los Angeles Chargers fans, and the people of Los Angeles do not realize the Chargers have moved there.
And San Diego doesn't even want them back. They're done with them.
No, that's different. San Diego does want them back, but they're not paying a super rich guy for a stadium. Yeah. They just refused. They said, we'll just stick with our...
Most of the fan bases left them, though.
Kind of, only because the owner...
All my friends that I knew that were Charger fans are gone.
No, I still got them.
They're just more mad. I've never seen so much anger towards like a team because of the. Well, you know what?
No, take that back. Josh, have you not?
I actually I am a member of a fan base that completely despises our owner. But I mean, no, I can't even say that out loud either. The Redskins are that way too. But yeah, most of their
are you
fans
still allowed to
very
call
upset.
them that since
Yes.
your bet's already lost?
No parts of my bet did I say I was gonna stop calling them that.
Well,
that wasn't part of it. That wasn't part of it.
That was not.
But it should have been.
I said it wasn't.
Oh, good job.
Was
should
not.
have been.
Was not, Josh.
Oh, okay.
Was
I feel like it was implied.
not.
It definitely was not implied because I would have shut that down. On that alone, I'd have been like, nope, I don't
Semantics.
like it. I don't like it.
Yo, call in if you want to chime in on what we're talking about. 702-608-3259. Colin Kaepernick's in the news. Lakers and Celtics are on the top of the NBA right now.
It's
How
true.
come every team that Kyrie leaves gets better? Okay, not every team won,
No.
but
The Cavs wished.
crazy.
Well, here's the thing: the Celtics actually went into a much better, chemistry standpoint. Plus, before he got hurt, Gordon Hayward was back to being Gordon Hayward again.
Yeah.
And that team just started to make a ton more sense. Part of getting somebody as gifted as Kyrie is you have to change a lot of stuff for Kyrie. Plus, you got to deal with Kyrie's moods.
You got to do
That's
with
part
Kyrie.
of it. And here's the thing. Next year, nobody's going to care because him and Kevin Durant are going to be fantastic together. And that will be a very good team.
I don't know if we could say
that's-
fantastic together, though.
I think so.
too.
The two very emotional guys. We don't know how that's going to work once they're playing together. Obviously, they said they've been best friends for a long time in the NBA. I didn't know they even knew each other like that till last year.
AAU.
Okay. And
That's where they know each other from.
And I mean, two very emotional guys. Kevin Durant obviously will come back from that injury probably better than anyone because he doesn't need a lot of explosion.
No.
So I think he'll be fine. But how, and Kyrie's putting up numbers this year, but Brooklyn is not winning like they were last year with D'Angelo Russell in his place.
Their chemistry is different.
Yeah.
There's-
What's chemistry going to be like once Kevin Durant comes back? We'll see.
You know what? I'll tell you this. I'll say to Dave's point, I think you're both right. But I'll throw this caveat in there. I feel like with Kevin Durant coming back, I think that locker room becomes a little fractured because unless they kind of continue to reshape the roster to work around having two marquee stars, it's going to be a group of us and them. So it'll be Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and whoever other older veteran that they have.
Maybe.
And then they're going to be the younger guys that basically led them to the playoffs.
But
by
see,
Does
themselves.
Kevin Durant being there this year and not playing actually help that, though?
I think it helps it somewhat, but I think that God, this is going to sound crazy because I've run this man down so many times over the years. You know who's going to help with this a lot and is helping with it right now? DeAndre Jordan.
Oh, I forgot he was there. Yeah.
He's terrible on the court. He is much worse than Jared Allen out there. Without question. All numbers say that. However, all-time locker room chemistry guy. Somehow, even in his second year when the Clippers were still terrible, he knew everybody in the league. Everybody loves that man. I don't fully understand it, but there's something to him. I think he is the key that because I've seen their pregame stuff.
Maybe he's the pusher.
He does exactly. He does this whole
Got something.
He does these whole pregame checklists with all the guys and stuff like that. It's like past handshakes.
Yeah.
And it's like the kind of thing that seems stupid to a lot of outsiders, but it's like, no, this is the stuff that makes your team get along for an 82 game season.
Yeah.
This kind of guy is the guy you need there.
You
So
do
even
need
though
those
he's
guys.
trash on the court at this point, because he is.
Yeah.
What's his contract though? Is he there more than this year?
He
Yes.
signed a 4-year, right?
Yeah, he signed it at least for a few years.
Okay. All right.
Well, because like I said,
Because he was a free agent.
KD has loved him for years, and
How and
he's
why?
but that's the thing. Nobody quite knows how
Yeah.
DeAndre Jordan is everybody in the league's best friend.
I told you.
Well, okay, you might be right,
I might be right.
but still, they all still love him,
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
good for chemistry.
Definitely.
The only person that was immune to his chemistry skills
Chris
was
Paul.
Chris Paul.
Well, we see he's not a scientist
No chemistry there.
anywhere he goes. So we got a lot of NBA to talk about. We're going to jump into that in a little bit. We also have a lot of NFL. I want to jump into that right now. Colin Kaepernick, I think we've talked about that enough on social media.
Yes.
I don't want to jump into that too much. It is what it is. I don't know what the NFL was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking. I think it was a big mess on both sides. I don't think either party really cared.
No, this was all to perpetuate whatever you already had going.
Yeah.
That's
if you're the
sad.
NFL and you don't want him, this worked for that. If you're him and you feel you're being held out,
And you want to make
work for
another
that too.
stand, then you know. But who knows?
Stop running.
I don't know. I just think he
Both.
won't ever be in the NFL again.
Never.
Both of them need to. I mean, Colin's saying stop running. I feel like both of them need to stop running.
And that's the thing. We can't just take a side in this because we don't know Colin Kaepernick's motives right now. Like, did we know his motives when
3
he
years
first did
ago?
it? I think maybe
Yes.
we did.
Had a much better
It's
feel
different
for
now.
it.
But now there's so much that's happened since then. We don't know his motives. So to act like we know what he's thinking and the reason he's doing things now, I just don't know. Like, I'm not going to trust a guy like that I don't really know. Everything that has happened in the past, cool. We stood for what he was doing. I think everybody on the show did.
Yeah. Still do
for what he stood for. But now I'm not going to stand for what he's doing now because I don't know what he's doing now. So I'm not going to back this guy up.
I feel like right now, to me, this feels a lot like Pete Rose and the Baseball Hall of Fame. The best thing Pete Rose has going for him to keep his name out there in the public is that he's not in the Hall of Fame. Everybody knows he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But he's not, and he's not going to be. So he stays relevant.
Do you want me to tell you what's going to make me really mad about that situation? When he passes and they put him in the Hall of Fame like a year later.
They will, yeah.
Like that is such a joke. Like that's so wrong. And honestly, and just to your point, what they've done to Colin Kaepernick is still very wrong. You know, like when you really, really look around the league and
now granted that's without us knowing what he got paid. Nobody knows.
Well, no, but didn't we kind of did the math and was like, well, it wasn't this much. It wasn't that much.
Nobody still knows. People have thrown out like fake
I thought
things
it was like
there.
10 or something like that. Where it was like
everybody's guessed.
It's all guesses.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
nobody
it
has real numbers.
I thought it kind of was more of a ballpark.
Oh no,
feeling.
this NFL thing was a thing to like. It was a bad attempt to make things go away. Because the way they did it, it's like you're going to do a tryout on a Saturday before games when all tryouts are on Tuesdays. You give short notice, all this and that. So it was silly to begin with. And so, yes, he called them out for the silliness and he exploited it. However, and I know this will make people hate me, and especially with me being white, but it is what it is.
Whoa.
He did stuff in a way that was not fantastic.
Well, I mean, look, listen, I think anybody, even people that are champions of his cause, can say, well, why didn't he, like, my thing is this: if what you want is that you want a job, like, anytime the three of us, if we go to get a job, you have to give up portions of yourself to make that happen for that job.
Of course.
I can't go to the job trying to have everything on my terms.
Yeah.
Because I am an employee.
Well,
so if
even when you're self-employed, you are.
Yeah, you're
employed to the people, to your client.
But think of it this way: you have a job interview scheduled, and maybe it's not a great job interview, and maybe there's this and that attached to it.
Sure.
But so then you decide it's like, oh, this doesn't feel like it's on the up and up. So I'm going to tell them, it's like, well, I'll be conducting the interview over here. So if you'd like to come interview me, you can go to the Starbucks on such and such street, and that's where I'll be.
Yeah, and I think Colin and his representatives had the opportunity to say, listen, this is too quick. Can we push it back a week to work out the details if they didn't like something that was going on with how the NFL was conducting this process?
And
which we all knew and thought that this process was kind of a joke anyways.
That would have been a situation where you could have found no fault in him. It's like, listen, we all know every tryout is on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
How we schedule it for next Tuesday, I'm more than fine to do whatever you need, wherever you need it.
Yeah.
He does that, then he is way on the up and up. And if they don't want to do it, then you're like, listen, they're really holding it back. But now he opened the door for people that hate him to continue to hate him.
Yeah.
And once again, it prolongs the story. What's the story? That he's not going to play in the NFL again? That wasn't going to happen anyway.
That's so terrible.
That's just
even though the media, there was a lot of media people trying to push that. Oh, he'll be signed within 3 days, and
didn't you say that?
No.
I definitely didn't say
Who
it.
said that?
I didn't believe in it. I mean, I was hoping like, okay, maybe this does. Maybe there is something real here. It was one of those things they were giving us hope.
It's way more than it had been.
I think somebody posted it in the group chat, and I just saw it like that, and I was like, really? It's
probably
3 days?
Todd.
Might have been Todd.
It's probably Todd.
I know one of us said that.
I think he's going to get a fair shake now.
Yeah. And then it just kept deteriorating from that point on.
Yeah, I thought it was handled badly on all sides, and it just, I mean, what was even the point? By the end of it, it
ended up being a joke. Like we all thought. We didn't know how the joke was going to end, but we knew the joke was coming.
I actually felt like it was going to work, but like more and more as like when it got to Friday and I started hearing weird stuff, and then I was driving, so you guys were going crazy and I didn't see it. And then, like, when I heard what had happened, it was like, oh no.
But all this did is dig people in more in their beliefs.
In their
if you're anti-Kaepernick,
in their camp,
you have more reasons.
And it was,
if you're pro
it was ugly
Kaepernick,
on
you have
social
more
media.
reasons.
There's some real racist people out there. That's all.
Oh,
I know.
100%.
His
It's pretty bad.
name is very, there's vitriol on both sides. Like both sides are very much like, I believe this, but I mean that's our society now too. Like
Yep.
there is very little middle
no meat
ground.
in
Well,
the middle.
people will take a side right away before knowing anything, and
Yeah.
they stick to that side forever without
Without-
knowing any facts
Yeah.
on either side. And I will say, I did not agree with this when it first started. I was dogging Kaepernick because being a 49er fan, I'm like,
When-
this
when
dude,
he first did
when
it.
he first did it. I
Oh,
thought it was a
okay.
joke when he first did it.
Okay,
And there are a lot of people who are from that area who subscribe to that theory, having nothing to do with any of the rest of the stuff. They're like, no, he was mad because he was getting benched and he was sitting on the bench at first.
And it was killing
looking
his
at a
it was
tablet.
killing his brand. Let's face it, he was getting commercials. Him and Russell Wilson were rising up together at the same time.
They both
and
had-
then Russell just kept going like this, and Colin was going all the way down. So brand wise, I was messing them up. So when it first happened, that's the only reason I thought he was doing this. Like he's not getting playing time. Now he's doing this. So I'm one of the people that was actually able to change my mind throughout this process, though, because I talked to people that have known Colin Kaepernick, and they said that no, he's been for these
Causes.
For these causes. You know, he's been doing different things, maybe not kneeling, but So I switched my stance on that, and I think more people need to be able to do that with different things. Like, don't switch just to switch, but
here and
Or
make
just
it-
see what's
Listen.
going on, listen to other people,
Yeah.
and
Still
be like,
disagree.
okay, cool, yeah.
I mean, I think the biggest thing is just everybody needs to open their ears enough to just be like, listen, I hear what you're saying. I don't agree with it,
Yeah.
but you're entitled to your opinion. I'm
Instead of
entitled to
I
mine.
hate you and you're
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
and then it does
Yo
become a
mama.
racial thing. Well, yo mama's pretty funny, but just yeah, I mean, this just caused more of a divide, and that's why I didn't like it when it first popped off, because I'm like, it's fading away. Like people aren't even talking about less and less. They're not talking about, oh, they should sign Colin. It became a joke that every time a quarterback went out, it wasn't a serious thing. Like, oh, they should look. It's like, oh, who's
Now
gonna,
it's back.
But now it's back, and I'm not sure why they brought it back. I really don't. It's just
Yeah.
causing more division again.
maybe the NFL needed a ratings boost.
No, I think maybe, honestly, God, this probably catch me some heat.
Say it, Dave.
I think it's more Kaepernick's people than the NFL on this one.
Yeah, well,
Because realistically, everybody had started to resign themselves to the fact, like, listen, we all know he is better than some of the people that are getting paid to play in
Yeah.
the NFL.
yes.
No one is debating that at this point. I mean, yes, there are still people that go, oh, he was terrible. It's like, no, not really. I mean, and if you see a lot of these guys, there's not very many good quarterbacks in the NFL.
He was
So,
never that terrible.
yeah, he could be getting a paycheck to play, but he's not going to
He
be.
wasn't good enough to be a superstar.
It's all the talk started
Yeah.
to fade even over the course of this season. Now, magically, when the talk really started to fade, because quarterbacks are going out left and right,
yeah,
that's when it happened.
yeah.
Pop back up.
And I think part of that was on the league too. I think that's calculated on their side. They're just like,
Yeah.
because now we can pull this out here and say, oh no, we're not hiding from it. We're not running from it.
It's a weird situation.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's over now. Let's just focus on football. But yeah, I mean, whatever your stance is, be more respectful to either side, and that goes with everything. Just be more respectful. I mean, people are dumb on both sides of everything. I hate
It's
it.
true.
I hate it. But
I'm
anyways,
I'm dumb on most things.
well, yeah.
That's not true, Dave.
Nah.
Can you turn Josh's camera a little bit? Pull it towards you. Yep.
Now that he sat
other
up,
way. My bad. Other way.
that's pushing it away from me.
Yep. Okay. That's good. All right. There we are. If you guys want to chime in on anything we're talking about, call in 702-608-3259. If you're watching live, please share the live feed and download the Gorilla Cross app. It's free. Don't pass up free stuff. We're sponsored by Precharge right here on Unnamed Sports Show. Do you
And by
have
the way,
read?
I can pull the
we'll get
read
that.
up,
We'll
but
get that
yeah,
up
for
for the
any
NBA
callers,
segment.
I'm proposing one thing. We got a cap for any callers. It's like no more than a minute. If you want to talk about Kaepernick,
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
got a,
minute
cap.
we
max.
got a cap.
A
cap.
I like it.
All right, so we're going to jump into this Monday Night Football game. This was a big divisional game.
Was.
It's not anymore. Chiefs, now they have sole possession of the AFC West. They beat the Chargers 24-17. Mo from Girl Chat Sports is going off on Phillip Rivers right now.
4 picks is 4 picks.
Yeah, that's
Can't
Jameis
do it.
numbers.
You can't do
You
that.
can't
Hey,
do
we
it.
were talking about that before you walked in.
Can't do it.
Like, that's
Can't win with him.
Jameis
do it.
Winston. I mean,
Can't do it.
what is it with Phillip Rivers? He's been in wherever the Chargers play. He's been there with them for a long time, and he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I think we all know that. I think we all agree. But there's something about him that there's just a cap of how far he can go. What do you guys think that is, that he just can't get over the top, and his teams just never seem to – they either overachieve or underachieve.
Exactly.
They either are like, oh, they're not going to make the playoffs this year and end up killing it, or like this year, a lot of people picked them to win this division. And now they're 4-7. They're on the lower end of the AFC.
Oh, they're done now.
What do you guys think it is with Phillip Rivers? Because he has good players too. It's not like
Well,
It's
But
not
they
like
don't
the
stay. But
team
they don't
sucks.
stay healthy.
well,
True.
Phillip Rivers, I mean, I'll say this. Outside of Antonio Gates, how many receivers can you really name that he's had?
Keenan Allen, who can't stay healthy.
I mean, but like most of the people that he's had, they left. I forget the boy that got traded to, was it the Buccaneers that he had that was really good?
Mike Williams,
No.
he's another one couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah. But my point is, outside of Antonio Gates and then Tomlinson, when he had Tomlinson, he never really had a lot of go-to guys. Like his people would always be in and out. He'd have a receiver for a year, maybe 2, and then they'd be gone.
Well, you look at somebody like Tom Brady. He had go-to guys because he created them, but
Pretty much.
he had people in and out too.
Revolving
and
door.
he did something with them though.
Always.
And if you're a great quarterback, you're going to make some of these guys look better.
yeah,
And he does make lesser players
look very
look better.
good.
But I mean, you also have a limit. He also really feels like the kind of person who, man, you really have a limit with him. Like, you can only play with him so many years for the most part, unless you're really mellow and just don't care.
He doesn't curse him out, though, I'll say that.
He doesn't, but man, he might grate on you a little bit.
And
Really?
listen, Mo's going crazy in the chat, and I know why. Because she's a diehard Oakland Raider of Las Vegas fan, and she was hoping this was going to give the Raiders the division lead.
Oh, Mo, it's all right.
They
It's
still have a
alright.
chance. There's only a game.
The Raiders are
They're
still
a game back.
They're not going to get ahead, especially with Mahomes looking healthy again. They're not going to be ahead.
He
might
doesn't
be
look
healthy,
healthy
but
yet.
he don't look good.
He's not 100%.
No, he's not 100%.
And
But-
he definitely is slower.
He has more. I would be more worried about the fact that the Raiders had to really pull that out against the Bengals. Worry more about that.
That should be a concern.
It is, but at the same time, like, you got to play the team you're playing. And I mean,
The Bengals want to win.
The Eagles aren't great, and the best team in the league barely pulled it out against the Eagles yesterday. So, and same thing with the 49ers. They barely pulled it out at the end of the game.
Wait. You just said the best team in the league.
Yeah, the 49ers.
No, he
and
said
the Patriots.
No.
You said very
He
against
said
the
the
Eagles.
Patriots first.
Patriots and 49ers.
Oh,
the best
boy.
2 teams in the league
Yeah.
both had to struggle to win, but they both got them.
I actually think the Packers are better.
You look, no,
Mm.
I don't.
We'll see. I mean, we got a big
Well,
Sunday
this
night game
Sunday
next week.
we will
Yeah.
find out.
Well,
Because I will say the AFC is trash for the most part.
I don't think it's trash.
I don't
Okay.
know. Baltimore looks like one of the best
Hold
teams
on,
in the
we're
league.
talking about Baltimore,
Yep.
New England,
Yep.
There's 3 teams in the AFC.
and
Well, I was putting Houston up there, but they got worked.
nope,
They got worked.
Baltimore, New England, and
Kansas City's still scary.
okay, maybe
They can still
and
put some points in your head.
Don't say Buffalo.
no.
But Buffalo is
No.
definitely. But
No.
listen. Buffalo will still give you a good game, and
They won't win a playoff game with that offense.
And I'll put it to you like this too: depending on where and when and what's going on temperature wise, if they're not at home, but it's cold and snowy, and that other team might be more of a finesse team. Buffalo's defense,
Nope.
Defense travels, man.
It's really
I'm a Bills
only
fan, and I'm telling you, no.
it's really
And you
only
also said you were gonna
Patriots,
lose.
Patriots,
I thought they were.
Ravens, Chiefs are the only teams I think that have a chance.
Patriots,
at all.
Absolutely.
Ravens, But look, all 3 of those teams have legitimate Super Bowl aspirations.
But then again, if you flip
Yeah.
to the NFC,
you know what I'm saying?
the NFC that water
the
is much
Saints.
deeper.
Packers,
Saints,
Packers,
Packers ish.
49ers.
I mean, Packers are
Niners.
8-2. They've been playing.
Okay, who else you got?
I mean, you're going to get one of the Cowboys or Eagles coming out.
Oh, I
the
thought-
Vikings
coming out, but that doesn't
You
make
would
them.
say the
Vikings are
Vikings.
solid.
The Vikings are definitely solid.
The Vikings are solid.
Yeah.
I listen. You can hate Kirk Cousins all you want. He has not had a bad year,
Look,
and they got Dalvin Cook.
listen. The buckle is coming. I'm just here to let you know.
I'm
I
sure that
I
it
haven't
is.
called it yet for Quan's 49ers, but I promise you, when you start seeing the same 4 plays over and over again in San Francisco, you'll be like, why'd you run that again?
Oh, by the way,
They just
Seattle
ran it.
also. Seattle also.
Seattle is
Seattle,
legitimate. Definitely legitimate.
I mean,
Seattle.
you have all legitimate teams that are going to make the playoffs in the NFC.
Yes.
In the AFC, not so much.
Okay. No, that I can agree
I
with.
think
you.
Raiders are in the playoff hunt right now.
They are.
The
They are.
Texans. The AFC
Texans
South is
just
The
also
Bills are at the
right
top
now.
of the wild card. The AFC is not legitimate.
Tennessee's 5-5, and they're a game behind Houston and Indianapolis.
And Indianapolis
For that
has had
division.
Brissett out after Luck retired and a bunch of other injuries. The AFC is not good. The AFC is 3 teams deep.
Yeah, no, I'm not hating on you.
It's
there.
going to be Baltimore and.
New England duking
Yeah,
it out.
Certainly seems that way.
And New England,
All right, we got a caller live on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
oh, it's
I was
Desiree.
debating.
See,
I
the
was
the,
totally
the only
debating.
game I wanted you to win all season, you guys couldn't pull it off.
No,
Listen-
I want them to win Cowboys
Man.
games.
Yeah, that too. That's true. But let's talk about this game, man, because Carson Wentz, I watched a lot of this game.
I didn't told you.
He does not pass the ball. He throws. He throws really well. He throws far. He throws fast and hard.
Hold on.
He doesn't pass, though. He throws.
Man, that last throw to Aguilar was perfect. And Aguilar can't catch a cold.
Well,
It was.
he can't catch a cold.
Now,
caught a lot,
in
though.
Wentz's defense, but let me tell you, in Wentz's defense, we are not catching anything.
No.
We are hitting you in the hands over and over. and
They
you're
might
not
have the
catching
worst
it.
receivers in the
That's
league.
not Wentz's fault.
Outside of Ertz,
Right now?
And
outside of
Wentz-
Ertz, your receivers are the worst in the league.
I mean, I can't argue right now.
I mean,
It's
maybe
basically-
maybe the Joshkins. The Joshkins have something to say about
Redskins
that.
definitely are raising their hands.
Like, hold
in
on.
the back of the classroom for sure. Pick me.
But okay,
Pick me.
maybe I should say it better. Maybe they have the worst receivers for a team that's actually trying to win. For teams that are trying to lose, they might have worse
Okay,
receivers.
That makes more sense.
But
That
good
makes
Lord,
more
your receivers
sense.
are
No, but
terrible, Desiree.
seriously,
Oh, that's
It's okay. I'm coming to those injuries. I'm understanding. I don't understand what it is because, I mean, we can't always depend on Ertz. Obviously, Jackson's not in it anymore, but Sanders, like, it's just. It's
Well, you
becoming a
lost
broken
Sproles.
record.
That's a big
Howard,
loss.
yeah, that was, and he ain't coming
Yeah,
back.
No, he's
but
not coming
Aguilar,
back.
I was hoping to see Ajayi do a little something to put him in the mix to see if he was going to do something.
He was always
I didn't
overrated.
play him at all. I like Ajayi.
And you already know you have to win this
I like
division
Ajayi.
to make the playoffs, right?
I know.
Okay.
I know.
I didn't want to
And-
break that
it's
news to you,
feasible.
but
And
Still
No, I
haven't
know.
have-
I know our record. I've looked up the facts of it, but it's feasible. We can
Desiree,
come out.
have you all
We can
planned a
come out.
memorial service for Alshon Jeffrey's football abilities?
oh wow.
Because they're dead.
You know what someone tagged me or someone sent me a text message like, "Yo, Jeffries is like the Embiid of the Eagles."
Dang, wait a minute. What is
How
that?
dare
mean?
you disparage
Yeah,
Joel
how do
like
you
that?
just throw dirt on Joel Embiid's name?
Yeah,
like
That's
that?
a mess.
They're from Dallas, so they're all around Dallas here. But he was
Oh.
basically more so pointing out how Jeffries, he's about 6'5", so the way he runs, like his bad knees, it was a bad knee joke.
No, he
Wow.
runs. He runs like his
really
knees
nice.
should be going the other direction. Yeah, he
Yeah,
runs like his knees
really
don't bend.
bad. Like he's an ex-basketball player. That's really crazy. I watched him run. I'm like, dude, you look really bad.
Well, yeah, and
I feel
he's the
bad
only
for you.
6'5" guy in the league that you can't throw. Well, except for maybe Jason Witten, that you can't throw a jump ball to. You just
Right. Right.
can't because he ain't jumping.
Jason Witten.
But we don't. But he's out. He's out. Deshaun Jackson's out. Like we don't have who else? Who else do we have? Matthews, Aguilar, Howard, Sanders.
But saying all that,
And-
you're only a game behind a team that actually has a much harder
Healthier.
schedule.
Much healthier team too.
Well, a much harder
Yeah,
schedule
they
going
do.
for the rest of the season. So, you lost to the
True,
Patriots.
very
It
true.
was a game that I feel like you should have won.
We
Could've.
should have won. Patriot had no offense. I'm sitting here. So this is how confident I was at halftime because I know how of a second half team the Eagles are. And I'm like, Patriots are playing like trash. How many sacks are we? Like, what's going on? There's no offense going on. That second half going to come through. We're going to come through and just be vibrant. And we were not.
Wait a minute.
We were off our.
Wait a minute, Desiree. So the score was 10-3. And then you guys had -6 yards, and the Patriots had, let's see, I think it was like 225. But when the last time
you're right.
But
what
don't
I'm
say they were playing like trash. You guys were playing like trash.
Their offense was not. But our defense was making up for it as always. However, if the Patriots would have dominated on all those third down, they would have been up 33-10.
That's true.
But they didn't.
That's
true.
What
I'm saying.
They didn't get enough points out of it.
No,
Even in my fantasy.
That's why I thought the Eagles. That's why I thought the Eagles
with 9 points.
Yeah,
and that's why I thought the Eagles could have won that game because they just weren't converting the way they normally do, and they looked vulnerable yesterday. And that's sad when the Patriots look vulnerable and they still win. So, and we see them every year do that. They look vulnerable throughout the season and still win Super Bowl. So it's just hard to beat the Patriots.
When I'm watching third down. It is. I always feel like Brady just somehow comes through his pass. Somehow he's about to go down for a sack, and here goes the corner pass, sidearm, and guess who catches it? And like just some BS, right? So we're killing them on third downs, and they're turning them on. I'm like, perfect, yes, another opportunity, we blow it. I'm like, perfect, another opportunity, we blow it. Oh, a sack, we blow. Like we could not convert defensive into points, if that makes sense, right? So we get all these defensive stops and then no scores, not even field goals. Like we can't even get down the field.
Maybe this is karma for your team getting a little too loose after winning one Super Bowl and building a statue outside the stadium. Y'all need to calm down. You all had this coming. You're going to be a trash team soon enough.
Desiree, what did I tell you at the beginning of the season about Carson Wentz? I said, what did I say? What do you remember me saying? Because I gave you the Philadelphia rule handbook for fans. I was like, look, the second he doesn't play right, you don't have Nick Foles' goal to roll back on.
Come back us up. Yes, I recall that conversation. And my rebuttal was, he's going to come through. We don't have to worry about a backup quarterback because he will prevail and take us to the promised land. But it's just not. And I truly cannot blame it on him as to that nature as far as the effectiveness of what we're missing. No one's catching the ball.
Well,
I'm
and on top
of the game with no one literally catching.
Y'all got the best out of Doug Peterson that will ever come. He's still not a good coach.
You really don't like Doug
He
Peterson.
hates coaches.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Dave hates coaches.
What coach do you like, Dave?
What coach do I like?
Yes.
Well, I have to see the best coach of all time twice a year.
Fair. Outside of him, outside of the hoodie.
Outside of him, Pete Carroll's still a pretty good coach.
I'm not sure how you see Bill Walsh.
He was a great coach.
Bill Walsh was a great coach.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, he's not exactly active right now, is he? He's not exactly.
No, you
active.
said you saw the greatest coach of all time twice a
Belichick
year.
is the greatest coach of all time.
Don't know if you
I don't
dream
think it's
about it
really
or
up for
what.
debate.
Yeah, it's not even a question anymore.
All right, Desiree, any last words before we hang up on you?
Go Birds.
Wow,
Bye,
the least amount of confidence ever.
They defeated Desiree.
Oh no!
I need to, because today's only Monday, so I had to go to work today, and with me going back to work after the week and the Cowgirls win, so I had a lot of stuff to take today, and I had to just be humble and zip it and just take it.
Yeah.
So,
You just need to stretch out like Dak does.
Go
Stretch it out.
I'm predicting a Seahawks win.
I hope so. That would be good. That would be good.
That's a tough one for me.
That's a Sophie's choice.
It's a tough one for me.
I would think San Fran be over here on my bandwagon because I would hope you would think we would beat the Seahawks, right? In Philly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I know Kareem would say that because Kareem hates Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson like anyone hates anyone.
Like anyone hates anyone.
Yeah, I mean, there's no higher level.
All right, Desiree, thanks for the call. Stay tuned in because we're going to talk about the Philadelphia 76ers that can't shoot in a little bit.
I'll call you back in. I'll call back in 30 minutes.
Okay, for sure. Yo, if you guys want to call in, hit us up, 702-608-3259. And thanks, Jose V, for letting us know the name tags were on the wrong names because no one else let us know.
Oh no.
But
Yeah.
And Dave, I think that level of hate that you speak of is hate in the Jim Crow South. That's the level of hate.
Yeah, that is the level of hate. That's fair.
Hate. I said that in the
That's
group
fair.
chat, and Kareem was rolling like it was in the middle of me and him having
Yeah.
a heated debate, and he was mad, and I was like, "I hate you. I hate you," like as if we were in the Jim Crow South.
Yeah, that's really the highest level.
That's the highest level of hate. Doesn't go much higher than
Doesn't go much
lynching. Lynching is
No.
that's about as
Pretty
high
high.
as it goes.
Marshawn lynching?
No,
no,
John lynching?
real Lynch.
Closer.
a little closer on John's
Brother
side.
Lynch hung.
Oh, that's a whole other story.
Oh no. Oh no.
All
Listen.
right, wrapping up. Let's wrap up some of the rest of this week. We had the big melee in Cleveland. We didn't get to talk about that.
Yes, that was crazy.
Mason should have been suspended a game.
He should have.
He wasn't.
He took a healthy fine though, especially for his money.
Oh, did he take a fine?
35.
35 grand.
But that was announced way later, so I think there was a
okay.
lot of backlash
Okay.
because
Yeah,
that wasn't announced in the original punishments.
No.
No, it wasn't. That's why I was like, he got a fine. I didn't hear.
There was a
about
lot of backlash, and I think they're like, "Hey, bro, we got to fine you. It's a tax write-off, so
My-
don't worry about it."
that. The thing that I hated the most was in the middle of everything happening when Troy Aikman tried to absolve him from any guilt and was like, "Oh, I think his hand just got caught in the middle of his
Nope.
face." Man, I was like, "Bro,
Nope.
like now look, my thing was this because when you really watch it live, especially if you know what just took place the 2 plays prior,
Yeah.
he had just been sacked 2 straight plays, and then he throws a screen pass basically to essentially just end the game. And you take him down hard and rough and unnecessary. Like it was a late hit, ragdoll him, take him down, throw him on his face. Like he had every right to be pissed because he had just had 2 straight sacks. So I understood why he was upset when it happened, but he did still, he deserved to at least, he was just as a big a part of that fight, the beginning part of it, as anyone else.
Oh, hands down.
And
he created it.
Miles
Yeah.
would not have reacted the way if he's not trying to pull his helmet
Not
off.
trying to
first.
pull his helmet
So
off.
he's
yeah.
like, it's one of those
And other
things. It's
stuff.
like you're doing something that I know I could do better. So you're trying to pull my helmet off. No, this is how you pull a helmet off, and I'm going to yank your whole head off, and then
I'll
I'm going to
hit you
hit you
with it.
over the head with your own helmet.
And-
But he definitely should have got a game with all the suspensions that happened.
Yeah.
Miles Garrett, I don't think he should face any more suspensions next year.
He probably won't.
Everyone's saying like he'll miss half the season next year. No,
No,
I don't think
no,
so.
not that much.
That's
not that much.
extreme.
That's too
It's
much.
done by then.
That's for something that's bigger. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
too much.
So,
but that's pretty big.
I mean,
That's
he's
almost
missing the
as
rest
bad-
of the season. If they make the playoffs, he's missing the playoffs. I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
it's a big deal.
The big thing for him is, even though, listen, he's super talented, but he's kind of dirty on the field, but he's a real good citizen off the field.
Dave-
Super sharp guy.
I know you know what movie this was. What movie was that where the guy like just starts running and he breaks out the gun?
Last Boy Scout.
Yes. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Great movie.
God. Yeah. That was.
Who was in it? Who was in it? Hurry.
Damon Wayans.
And
Oh,
Bruce Willis.
Yes, it was definitely Bruce Willis.
what was the one with Adam Sandler? That was like
That was
that
bulletproof. That was also with
Thank
Damon
you.
Wayans.
Thank-
Yeah.
Very
See?
different movie.
See?
Nobody was getting shot on a football field in that one.
No.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think that that Pouncey deserved 3 games.
No, I'm
Pouncey was
game.
protecting his. What's that?
I think a game because you're
Yeah,
still
no, a game.
fighting, but
A
yeah,
game.
he's protecting. Anytime you go after a quarterback, you're dude. If you don't protect your quarterback,
That's an even bigger offense.
yo, you should get suspended 3 games for that.
that's a reputation suspension right there.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Pouncey hasn't
Not
always
the
been clean.
best citizen.
But realistically, like I said, for me personally, out of all the things that happened, I thought Rudolph was wrong. I thought Garrett was wrong. I didn't think Pouncey was wrong. I was fine with what Pouncey
the guy
did.
that I forget the guy with the weird last name that jumped in and pushed Mason Rudolph in the back. That was Bush.
Yeah.
He deserved a game. He got
that
a
was
game.
weak.
But I felt like
I
the
didn't think
game was
I didn't
To
think
more.
act like
Pouncey's stuff was weak.
Mason Rudolph was totally innocent in this.
Yeah.
And I said it on Facebook, if his name was Tyrone Rudolph, he would have
you
got a
did.
game.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, no.
Let's
if
face the facts.
had that have been Lamar Jackson, it would have been a
Yeah.
totally different thing. That
He's a
would've-
thug.
Get him
You've
off
been all over
the
the place.
field.
Yeah. That's why they can't be quarterbacks. So
That's right.
those people.
Oh no, not they.
Yeah, they definitely would get that.
That veiled they.
They are definitely all grouped together.
That's
Listen,
just
Mark
so
Ingram
bad.
had enough thoughts for all the Lamar haters out there yesterday.
Oh no, I didn't hear that.
Mark Ingram at the press conference.
Let me tell you, man,
He let you
he's
know.
definitely top 3 for MVP
Top
right now.
3, top 1. He is MVP
He's
right
the betting
now.
favorite right now.
Yeah.
That just came
I mean,
out earlier.
Russell Wilson has something to say about that too.
He
but
does.
I mean, I'd take
Deshaun
Lamar.
doesn't after yesterday.
And I take Lamar too, just for the fact that we didn't see him doing this year.
No.
So not only most improved player, but MVP. I mean, he's killing it
the
this
NFL
year.
does have most improved, right?
I don't think so.
That's why I was like, I
don't
don't
think
know
they
if
do.
they did. That's why when you
Yeah.
said it, I was like, do they have that?
I
I
don't
was
think they
literally about
do.
to ask.
That would be so hard to pick most years in the NFL because, especially since
Yeah.
you're talking about like there's offensive linemen and there's positions where like somebody
That's
takes
true.
a huge leap.
it would
but
be a
you'll never
quarterback
notice
every year.
That's true.
Because
No,
they
that's
get
true.
they get everything anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's not give the quarterbacks another.
That's true. And so much of the NFL is more about leaps forward and backwards. Like a player
Yeah.
might turn into a new player, and then that same player that was up here might, dang, what happened? Oh,
Yeah.
he hurt his leg. and
Well,
They,
yeah,
they
everything's
should
the
have a
same.
most digressed.
the weakest
The
link,
weakest
the weakest
link.
link of the year. Oh,
You were
Man.
good last year. You were an all-star. Now this year you got Peyton. You just suck. Is Zeke?
Josh Norman, raise your hand
Whoa.
Yeah, there's a fair number.
Yeah, you
again.
you get have a couple handfuls of
you're-
Stiff
people you just
competition
throw
for that
up.
award.
You're waking snakes on my team. Thank you. oh, why the Redskins?
Who knows?
so bad?
Haskins could be the most improved next year, Josh.
Oh, Jesus.
You better
Highly
hope.
doubt it.
I just hope we get Chase Young. That would be good.
Chase
You can't
Young is
just-
a monster.
Yeah. Can't just
But
keep drafting.
We'll figure out a way to ruin him. I already know.
No, that's fair. I mean, I feel certain that that's
hate
true.
you so much, Dave. That is fair. I'm like, yes, Dave. I know it's fair.
And
You don't have to
Jose
be-
said they have comeback player of the year.
Yeah, that's different.
Well, comeback player
Yeah,
is
that's
more
not most
from
improved. That's-
injury.
yeah.
That's an injury. That's an injury. That's a different award. Like, because the NBA, like Paul George was most improved player that year that he went from like rookie to now
Yeah.
superstar, and he got most improved. I feel like Kawhi might have got it too in the past.
It's possible, but like I said,
He'll get comeback player of the year if he plays more than 4 games in a row.
Oh my goodness.
But let's stick to the NFL before we jump into that. Some other games, Dallas went into Detroit and won that game. You're missing your starting quarterback. You're not going to win many games like that.
no.
They almost pulled it out.
They did.
Almost
Dak has been playing well, though. I'm not a Dak fan, but
Jacksonville doesn't look too good right now. We have
brought Foles back. Nobody saw him coming back this fast.
Buffalo won a game that honestly I thought they would lose.
You both called that they were.
Oh,
gonna
I was
lose.
sure they were gonna.
And I said
Listen,
they were going to win.
like you know how some people can like sense when the rain is coming or something like that.
I understand.
I could sense when the Bills are going to lose to the Dolphins. And yesterday,
I felt it too.
Your barometer was telling you the loss was coming.
my trash Bills performance sense was very strong. I felt it. I was like, oh, in Miami.
But you know
they're
how
riding
bad a
high.
team has to be to give up 37 points to the Bills?
It's bad. You have to be as bad as the Miami Dolphins.
They have
That's
a
how
really bad offense, and they got 37. Everyone's feeling good in Buffalo right now.
Yeah,
but
I'm almost upset about how many points they put up.
Who do you play this week?
Oh, it's a tough one this week. I know that.
I mean, look, your Bills are a good team right now.
No. The Bills' defense is good.
Listen,
they lost to the Browns last week.
The Bills.
They got the Broncos.
They got another good one. They got the Broncos. So
Then they got at the
8-3.
Cowboys versus the Ravens, at the Steelers, at the Patriots.
yeah, 8-3, and then it gets dark.
I think you guys might
They'll win
go
3.
11-5.
They'll win. They'll win 3 of these last 5.
I think you guys are going to go 11-5.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that is a
I don't think that.
terrific season.
Oh, for this Bills team, absolutely.
For any
For any team. Any team, yeah.
any team, any year.
Nah, if
I
you're
will
the
go
if you're the
11-5.
Patriots, 11-5, you're
That's
like,
definitely a
oh
letdown.
man, what a
Well,
disappointment
That's
this
Yeah,
year
that's
was.
definitely let down.
That's a different level.
God, they're at such a different level than everybody
Well, because
else.
the Patriots have a 6. They have 6 love on the field every year. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Like, look, if I could go into the season saying I know we got 6, bro, we just gotta find 4 more wins, and we're gonna be fine.
That's it, man.
crazy. That's not fair.
Minnesota, I mean, you're talking about them being good. They barely pull off a win at home against a very struggling Broncos team this year.
But
But they won.
But that's the thing is when you are a good team, you don't have it going. They're a good team.
They're
And Dalvin Cook played terrible yesterday. He didn't even show up. Thielen's hurt.
Yeah.
Thielen's still hurt. Is it
Still
the
hurt.
hamstring, right?
Yeah. And Kirk Cousins carried him to a win when they had nothing else going.
Don't ask him to do it
I'm
weeks in a
not
row.
saying
all
that.
the time, my brother. That's all I'm
not
telling you.
Saying
Listen,
that.
he's been solid
I'm
this year.
saying he's having a very good year.
He had that 2 weeks where they were
Could mean
disgruntled and the whole team was fighting with each other. But since then, where it looked like they could have been
lights
floated,
out.
they've been solid, and he's been good this year, man.
I'll ask you one question. This is my one question. Do you feel he's getting his money's worth? Do you feel as a Viking fan you're getting your money's worth?
This season.
Woo!
The way he's playing right now.
Woo! You still feel he's worth 35?
Have you seen what Jared
all
Goff
the
gets paid?
quarterbacks, with all the quarterbacks and how quarterback play is right now, there's only a handful of good quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yes, that's very true. That's very
And
true.
he legitimately pulled out a win yesterday.
Yeah.
Where
that his
they
team
should
didn't
not have
deserve.
won.
His team
No.
didn't deserve.
Yeah.
No, I mean, look, he had done that with the Redskins before. I'm just saying, the second
I'm
he has
not
to play
saying-
anybody that is
Listen,
worth anything
Nobody's disagreeing with that. I'm just saying
right now.
he's playing very well right now.
Who's their schedule the rest of the way? I'll tell you what their records are.
Well, they're
I
in
know
a tough
they got.
division.
I know they got another Packer
They're
game.
in one of the best divisions in the league.
Their division's kind of
That's
fading
definitely a
little bit because the Lions.
But they always play each other tough. I think that's
do.
more of the thing.
That they do. And
Well-
he does have to still play that Bears defense.
I want them to win this week at Seattle. Well, not this week. That's in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Wait, they got a
No,
bye.
this is finally their bye.
They have a bye.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So
That's a
their
late
their
bye.
next game is at Seattle
Yes.
on Monday Night Football
Okay.
versus Lions, at Chargers versus Packers versus Bears. So
Oh, they have a weak schedule down the stretch.
I don't know if it's weak because playing the Bears anytime is not.
Well,
no matter how bad the Bears are, those division games, it doesn't matter how bad a team is and how good a team is, they play each other.
And
tough.
as bad as the Chargers are this year,
You never know what they are.
also
especially last game of
they've
the
never lost a
season.
game by more than a touchdown this whole season.
That's what they.
Yeah.
You weren't even here to
Yeah.
get that stat. Impressive, Dave.
But that could be when a team's out of the playoffs already.
Those are
That's their
dangerous.
Super Bowl.
Those are dangerous
because it's like,
teams.
okay, we have nothing else to play for but to beat our rival.
Those are dangerous teams. No, but the reason I say that they have a soft schedule is because at least they're all team. Like out of all those teams, how many teams have a marquee quarterback?
Well, certainly not the Bears.
Seahawks, Chargers, Packers. That's
Two of
3
them.
out of 5.
Two of them definitely.
The Packers,
Not Trubisky.
the Packers game, I would definitely say that's going to be a tough game for them. The Chargers game, no, not really. Even if it is in, I almost said San Diego. Even if it is in LA,
No, it's even better if it's there.
Yeah, I know. I don't feel bad for them there.
Yeah.
And then,
And Lions are busted up if
And then you said who else? Who else?
they're at Seattle. Their next
Seattle.
game coming off the bye.
Now Seattle's going to be a tough one, just because, like I said, Seattle, they're just.
Plus,
I don't-
at Seattle, you
They're
don't
always
lose
tough
much
at
at home, and they're just playing really well this whole season anyway. So I mean, they're definitely, like we said with the contenders, they're definitely a legit
Yes. No, they
Super
are.
Bowl contender.
Yeah,
They
you
are.
want no part of Seattle.
They are. No, Seattle's the one game that I'm like Seattle
Yeah.
and Packers. The rest of it though,
And that hurt to say that.
it's the
I had
truth.
to- I had to-
At
I had
least
to-
you're
I had to
a
turn the
realist.
bias down.
At least you're a realist because
That's the truth.
Seattle is somebody you don't want to see.
At all, nobody does.
Once they got their defense back clicking,
Yeah.
like because their offense would always, at least Russell Wilson would always just make something happen enough to keep the game interesting.
Yeah.
But their defense the last 2 years had been struggling. Now their defense is back to at least a top 10 defense. It's dangerous.
We got a comment from Bojo. Is Rivers worse than Eli at this
I just
point?
responded, absolutely not.
Wait a minute, Bojo?
Yeah.
Nobody's worse than Eli.
Like Bojo from 100.5 Q?
I don't know.
Check. That's my guy from the gym. And he's a DJ on 100.5.
All right, Bojo, if you know Josh,
What up, Bo?
send him a DM. He's really
Probably.
excited.
I mean, I don't know a lot of Bojos, so I'm gonna figure.
Right,
it's
I'm
probably-
kind of like, wait a minute, Bojo, wait a minute.
But no,
I know
he's not worse
Flojo.
than Eli.
And what was the question? I'm sorry, I was just too excited.
Is
about
Rivers
Bojo.
worse than Eli at this point? The answer
No,
is
never in
No.
life. No.
No, not at any
No.
point.
I promise you well,
You know what? Listen, he's worse at one thing. He's worse at exactly one thing. Pull-out game.
Winning.
Oh gosh.
Oh, I hate you. Yes, he's definitely worse at that.
I don't think he wants to pull out. Dave.
See, his thing is he's
married.
No, not just married. Isn't he Mormon? He's Mormon.
No,
he's Mormon.
he's not Mormon.
Makes babies like he's Mormon, but I don't know if
I thought he's Mormon.
Not all white people that have 9 kids are Mormon, Josh.
Jeez, Josh.
I'm pretty
Wow.
sure he's Mormon.
Wow, now
Look
I
it
see
up.
where you stand.
Look it up right now. Look it up right now.
Those
If I'm
people.
right,
Mormon.
I need push-ups.
Those people.
He is a churchgoer, but he ain't Mormon.
Oh, I'm looking it up.
Look it up.
Look it up.
Looking it up.
Look
And
it up,
and if
man.
I'm right, I'm gonna be really, really upset.
All the Joshes be looking it up.
Wow. Wow. I don't know where that came from or
I don't know
why,
either.
But it was
I hate
good.
myself for
it
doing
was good
it.
and it was on time and it sounded just like Ja Rule.
Oh my god.
Well, it doesn't take much sound like Ja Rule. Just sound like garbage. And
I would change
it's
your
real
name
easy.
to Dave Rule in the chat group, but that name you got now that we can't talk about on this show.
Yeah,
but
we cannot talk
you
about
can
it on
listen
this show.
to on Dave's show on
On
Vegas Hype
Tuesday,
Media.
check out High Spirits and Low Standards, and you can hear all about how I have completely let myself down for the rest of time, because that is a nickname that's not going away.
Ever.
That's it.
But we can't talk about that on
Can't
Gorilla
talk
Cross.
about it.
he likes
Anyway.
beef stew.
What? Oh my
Dave, you
god!
got the
Stop!
Dave
Josh.
got it.
Stop, Josh. Are you looking it up still? Are you still looking it up? Are you still looking it up? Stat boy.
He gave up. He gave up.
No, I found it. You didn't see me get upset. I was wrong. It was Roman Catholic. He just got 9 kids.
They don't mind kids either.
Come on, Josh.
They don't mind kids
Nine.
either.
Every white person with 9
Hey,
or more
look,
kids
bro, you got 9.
is not Mormon.
Once
They
you
don't
get
Mormon.
above 4, it's like, hey, wait a minute. What's going on
I mean,
here?
once you get to 2, it's
That's the new
once
Mormon
you get
church.
one little white kid. It's like, yo.
That's the new Mormon church. Dum 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 dum.
Oh man! All right, more games. Let's run through this NFL real quick. Tampa Bay looks horrible. Jameis is this his last year being a starting
He
quarterback
better
in the NFL?
Dave, did they pick up his 5th-year option?
I do not believe that they have.
Well, if they didn't, then he
It didn't get picked up.
If it didn't get picked up, then yes, this is his last year.
This guy
they
throws
picked it
more
up-
picks. I've never seen anyone throw this many picks. Is he going to break a record?
Well, he actually
He don't got that many picks.
Hold on.
What's the record
through
for a
5
season?
years. Through 5 years, it's I believe it's 112 picks. I just heard somebody talk about this today. It's Jake Plummer with
Through a 5-year period?
through a 5-year
Okay.
period. Jameis coming up on 5 years. He's got 6 more games. Is around 100. It's in play. It's in play. Because Jameis is giving up 2 every game. Jameis is going to be high on the list.
Yeah.
And at
He
any
had
point in
another
time.
4. He had another 4 this week.
Another 4 yesterday.
He
And
he
4 for
only is
him
at-
ain't crazy.
He's at 18 picks. There's been dudes that had 30 picks in a year.
Yes, I believe Eli was one of them.
Now that doesn't mean
You
that
realize
they,
the year's not over yet, right?
Well, I mean,
There's 5 games left.
Well, and you have to remember, yes, not all those were on.
12-5. That's really bad.
He's really, really bad.
That's really bad.
Okay, but can you tell me there's no chance this could happen?
I'll find out what the
Who
top number
holds
is.
the record?
Jake Plummer.
I'll find out.
Jake
who the-
Plummer?
Jake
Whoa,
Plummer over the
5-year
5 years.
period.
Oh, over
I'm gonna
5
find
years.
out with a 1 year.
The
Yeah.
single year, it's actually, you know who's actually way up there over that 5-year period?
Fitzpatrick.
It's a Manning,
Really?
and it ain't Eli.
It's
Whoa.
It's
Peyton.
Peyton.
Peyton's first year.
Peyton's first
was
5
really
years
bad.
were rough.
Oh.
Stuck with him though.
Yeah, they did. That worked out okay. That worked out all right. Till his neck stopped working.
Mo said, dang, Josh, I'm Catholic, no kids. So what are you saying? Mo,
See?
you're not white.
See, Mo,
He's
that's
saying-
what I'm saying. Look,
He's blaming the white people.
this wasn't blaming anyone. I was just
Typical.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people? Listen, if you
I've
want to call
never-
in, hit us up 702-608-3259. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, I've never.
Josh.
Where's your manager?
George Blanda.
Oh, well, that was a long time ago.
1962, 42 picks in 1 year.
How? They didn't even throw that many times.
Vinny Testaverde in 1988 had 35.
Yeah, that sounds accurate. That was with Tampa too. Yeah, he was real bad.
Frank Tripucka In 1960,
Not
he had
Kelly?
Is that Kelly's?
Not.
Is that Kelly's dad?
I love you for
Is it-
even having that reference.
Is that Kelly's
quick.
dad though?
I would be interested. Not
Got
me.
it.
There's
not
no many
there has to
related.
be. There has to be some kind of lineage to.
You don't
to
have
Kelly.
many Trapucas.
Not
have to
many
be related.
Trapucas, and it is spelled the same
I've never met
way.
another Trapuca.
It's spelled the same way.
He was a baller in the NBA, by the way.
Who, Kelly?
Yeah.
Till he got banged on by Jordan when he jumped over his neck.
I mean, those things happen.
Oh no, that was
Part of life.
I actually Kelly played on the Pistons, and then he was the color guy when Jerome was there.
The what?
And the color commentator,
Color commentator. Come on, man.
not a colored guy.
Oh, Josh.
Josh,
Don't
what are you
feed
doing?
into it.
Yeah, I'll double down just to make sure to have some emphasis on that.
Man, those are
Oh,
some bad.
man.
I just don't understand how in the 60s you had a 42 pick season.
42. George Blair that was when he had no arm left. He was only
Dude,
putting
he
at that
must
point.
have been A, drunk, and B, just like, I hate this team. Here you go.
George Blanda in the list twice, top 7, 30. He was
Wow.
37. He was 37. All right, so the year he did it, he was 34, and then he was 37.
Oh,
when he
34
threw.
at that point. You might as well have been 65.
Fran Tarkenton was 38 when he threw 32. Brett Favre was 35 when he threw 29.
Yeah, he definitely had one of those.
All right, moving on from back quarterback. What other games we got? We got the Rams beat the Bears. The Bears are just really bad.
Are the Bears bad, or is Mitch Trubisky god-awful terrible? Josh Williams, why don't you answer this?
I'm still.
I mean, they only gave up 17 to a pretty good offensive team, so their defense is clicking.
Their
Uh-huh.
defense is always
They
clicking.
only scored 7 points, so their
Listen.
offense is not clicking.
Nope.
Who leads the offense, Dave?
Usually it's the quarterback on most teams, I
What-
believe.
Josh, what is that quarterback's name and how great is he? Because you did hype him up quite a bit in your
Listen.
lifetime.
Listen,
Well, also remember, he was pulled at the end of the game.
hip. He had a hip problem.
Sure.
Of course.
Sure. Yeah.
Listen.
Your coach comes in to like whisper in the ear of a young quarterback
Hip.
because of his hip problem.
Hey,
Your hip.
your hip don't lie, bro. We need you out of this
Yes,
game.
Exactly.
The Bears defense has to score at least 2 touchdowns a game.
in order for them to win.
They need Peanut Tillman to come out of the stands right now and get an interception return.
Well,
at least
start
once a game.
punching footballs out.
At least once a game.
Well, they
That's
need
what
anybody to come out and play any level of quarterback. Trubisky's audition tape for the XFL, I mean, it's getting extensive.
Trubisky's been throwing a lot of biscuits. I'll give him that. It's
Mm-hmm.
not been good.
Nope.
Not been good.
Hmm.
I can't.
And I'm telling you, most of my Chicago Bears fans friends
Hate it.
are done with him.
They hate him. They like outright hate him.
And they want to trade for a quarterback that's in Carolina.
Oh,
That's what they're getting hyped
Well,
on. That
I'm
can't-
not, I'm not so sure with Kyle Allen's latest performances that Cam is available anymore.
It's true.
Oh,
He
no.
came back down to earth.
Everyone's already
They threw
done
Cam-
with Cam.
They threw Cam under the
They're
bus.
finished. Oh,
Well, they might have thrown him under the bus a little too far. They messed up there.
The best thing they could have done is just told him to sit out for the season. You're hurt. You need to get better. Because I think if he sits out a full season, he's going to be better. He'll be back.
He needs the health. That man's been allowed to be beat on like no other quarterback that's ever lived.
how old is he now? He's 30 now, right?
Cam has taken shots that I have not seen other quarterbacks in this era take.
Another Google question, Juan.
I got this.
Oh, okay.
He's
You-
actually 30.
Is he 30?
Yeah.
He's still got some
Yeah.
years.
But for
those
quarterbacks,
hits
that's
are-
still young.
Well, but he took bad hits, and he was allowed to take bad. Like no other quarterback was allowed to take hits like that in this day and age.
Yeah.
No, because remember, he was strong enough to play through it.
And so big. He's a monster.
My-
But that doesn't justify the fact that they were allowed to just headhunt him.
Yeah.
My head hurts too when people hit on it. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
just because
Oh, I'm
I'm
not saying it's
stronger than
right.
them.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying what happened.
I know.
That man was done wrong by the league.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last couple games, what else we got?
Sadness.
Oakland, we talked about that a little bit. Oakland barely beat Cincinnati. They should have put a lot more points on that. And that's about it. San Francisco pulled it off with a push, Jose. A push. They didn't cover. It was a push. Thanks, Jose.
That was a destroyed day for, I think it was Caesar Sportsbook. One of the sportsbooks took a real bad hit.
Really?
Good.
Real
Good.
bad one.
What are you cheering for the house?
I'm not cheering for the house.
You said wow. I say good.
Just the way you said
People
good.
deserve to win at some point in their
Well,
lives.
it was a push.
Oh,
But yeah,
my skins are
I was
terrible.
wrong. I was wrong about Kyler.
he's good.
That kid's good.
I think we all were. I don't think any of us expected him to be like this.
I thought he was just too
Most
small.
of us thought he weren't.
I
gonna
think
be
we
that
all
good.
thought if he was going to be good, this was going to be a horrible year that he would have to learn.
Yeah.
He looks fine. Like there's no rookie jitters.
And he's scary. When he breaks loose in the field, he is fast.
Listen, he's a lot like Russell Wilson. I mean, we didn't like that comparison because we're like, he's a lot smaller than Russell.
He is.
He's not going to be able to do the same things, but he's doing the same things.
He's got some magic to him.
His
long
arm
as
isn't what Russ's is, but
He's faster.
he's fast.
He's definitely faster. The biggest thing though, Russ always protects himself, and so as long as he protects himself, he can be okay.
Well, and that's the thing is I haven't seen anybody take a real clean shot on Kyler Murray yet. He's done a good
okay.
job of.
it's hard to get.
Good. That's
it's hard to
good.
get when
It's
you're
hard-
when you're that small.
when you're greasy.
That's like
greasy speed.
That's like the same stuff you could say about Lamar. It's like nobody takes a clean shot on. Like Lamar's kind of thinner. He's
Yeah.
gotten bigger since he's been in the league, but
Yeah.
nobody takes a clean shot at Lamar.
Yeah.
Like you just barely get him.
You just happy to tackle him.
Yeah, that's it.
They were cracking RG3. It's like RG3. Get
Yeah,
out of there.
RG3 took shots.
Get out of there, brother, please.
Man, whose offensive line let that happen?
Oh.
It's funny. He looks healthy now.
I'll tell you who the
Well, he
offensive
doesn't play.
coordinator
He's gonna
was
stay
for
healthy.
RG3.
No, he does play now
Well,
because they're blowing teams out.
a little bit.
He ain't playing and it mean anything.
No,
He's just happy to get out there and show his arm still works.
Do you think he could be a starter anywhere?
I think he's happy.
he seems well, and also they run out like weird formations where like him and Mark Ingram in the backfield with Lamar. It's craziness.
I think he's come to terms with who he is in the league, and that may or may not come back.
Yeah.
Now I think if the opportunity came back, like say Lamar went down and he had to start, like you said, you wanted to see him play maybe 4 straight weeks. Maybe if something like that happened and then he ended up having one of those Foles type rides that ends up getting him a job somewhere else, I think he would treat it differently again if he was given that opportunity. But I think he's comfortable. He didn't, it wasn't like because remember he sat out that 1 year.
Yeah.
So when he was able to come back to the league, I think he cherishes it a lot more because he could have been Kaepernick too. They could have just shut him down and then you're gone and we don't talk about RG3 anymore.
Nah, he was too big a fan of the white women. They weren't going to shut him down that bad.
I'm so done with you.
He just drops one for another.
Oh my god. I've got nothing. I've got no rebuttal.
He's big in the white community, man.
Oh
Man.
sad what he did to Rebecca. I did feel bad about her.
And her name was Becky, no less.
She didn't go by that.
How was her hair?
She had like reddish hair.
She had good hair?
brown.
Was it the good hair?
Oh god. I walked into that.
You did. And I thought you would get it.
I walked into it and then when he kept going, I was like, oh,
Man.
oh, I've been had.
Oh gosh. Let's jump into. You got the read ready?
Yes, I did.
We need to bring the NBA on NBC theme back.
Yes. I'm all
I
for
kind of
it.
missed that. But we're going to jump into the NBA. If you guys have anything to talk about with the NBA, hit us up, 702-608-3259. Or if your name is Jose V and you're one of the 10 people at the Rebel game and you want to call in and let us know what the travesty is going on over there, call in, put Andrew on three-way so we can get our media creds.
And also, if you're going to slander Luca, don't call in.
If you slander Luka, you don't watch the NBA.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
I
you
mean,
hate basketball.
There's not much to slander on.
he's the second youngest with a 40-point triple-double tonight against the Spurs. They won 117-110. This is a playoff team. They're for real. And he's an all-star. And I'm going to talk about 2 players that I think are guaranteed all-stars this year that were draft picks last year. It's him and Trae Young in Atlanta. These
And
guys, first of all, they got
still
traded
did
for each other.
Yes,
We thought it was a horrible trade.
it still is.
It's not
As
a
good
horrible
as
trade.
Trey is.
I don't. Trey's definitely not as good as Luka. I don't think he ever will be. But he's a really good player. He's way better than I thought he would be. Kind of like the Kyler Murray of the NBA.
I don't disagree with that. I think he's turned out to be a good pickup, and he's going to have a very nice career. However, at the end of those careers, everybody, whether it's the Suns with Ayton or the Kings with Bagley or also the Hawks for trading out of that pick, you're going to look back at this forever and say, you could have had Luka, and there was no reason not to.
And not putting it at the same point, but I kind of agree with Dave. It'll be like a Jordan type thing where it's like, okay, two people passed on Jordan. Even though you got Akeem and he was great, you could have had Jordan.
Akeem was defensible.
You did get 2 titles. So
Akeem was more than defensible because Akeem was a great center and was truly an all-time great player.
One of the greatest centers of all time.
But Jordan was the greatest player of all time. So when you look at it, it's like same thing. I think Trae Young could be great in the NBA. Maybe. I'm not saying he will be.
But I think you go back in time and you still make that Akeem pick.
Well, here.
You never make that Sam Bowie pick.
I actually will tell you something that Clyde was telling me. Clyde actually wanted the Blazers to pick Jordan because at the time Clyde
he didn't have it in him?
No. No, oh God, and don't get Clyde started on that either.
That's okay, I wouldn't mercy.
But he was actually at that point he was running more he was the point guard, and so he wanted them to pick up Jordan because he was like, nobody's gonna be able to stop both of us.
Yeah.
Hold up, did you ever hear the Clyde Shoes story?
I told you the Clyde Shoes story with in the Dream Team story,
and he had it in him. Okay,
that was me. I told you that. story.
But that was the man to carry you to titles.
Come on, Clyde was dope. He's
Clyde,
one of the most underrated players in the NBA.
Clyde's super underrated, but Clyde's career was ruined by Michael Jordan.
Let Clyde tell it. Clyde still thinks he's better than Michael.
Well, Clyde's
to
wrong.
This day,
Clyde is one of the all-time greats. He is a Hall of Famer and belongs there.
Yeah.
However, no, just no.
Yeah.
And I get it. You're a great athlete, so of course you're going to believe you're better than whoever the other guy is.
Yeah.
But he's not.
But he really did glide in the air. I've never seen anyone, like, it just looked like it. Obviously, if you time him, he didn't have any more hang time than anyone else necessarily, but he looked like he was there for 2 seconds longer.
He floated. Him and Michael, they both had, and guys don't just, I don't know. The game has changed. Everything's very much more powerful now. Dudes don't just do things anymore.
Yeah.
All right. This NBA segment of the Unnamed Sports Show is sponsored by our friends at Precharge. Go set up your new wallet today at precharge.global and be a part of the new age in cryptocurrency. Precharge, the new way to pay.
What are you saying?
The
new age in Krispy Kreme.
Crispy Kreme.
Jesus Cristo.
Crypto gel.
And speaking of Krispy Kreme, there was donuts because there was a shutout in the Vegas night 6-0 win yesterday, but Krispy Kreme was closed until 4 o'clock this afternoon.
They knew better.
They weren't ready for that. They're like,
they
wait,
better.
Knights have been playing bad. We didn't think we were giving any donuts today. But shout out to Krispy Kreme and the Knights shutout. Talk about that later. But yeah, man, Luka's dope. And he's an all-star. I think, like I said, man, I think Trae Young's the all-star also, man. Any other players you see right now that are potential all-stars? Just obviously it's 10 games, 12 games in the season.
Not this year, but an all-star like I love watching this kid already. Ja Morant.
Ja Morant's really dope.
I actually fear for that boy's life because he goes flying into the air at everybody. He is scared of absolutely no one or nothing,
which is fine. But we've seen that a lot in the NBA.
Do you mean
in short careers?
Now, when you are you talking about from the rookies or just like
I'm just talking about who
maybe
hasn't been in the All-Star game
Brandon
this year.
Ingram.
They've just stepped up a lot.
Brandon Ingram,
if he's healthy, Brandon Ingram has been nice there.
And the problem with that is their record is so bad that especially in the West, when it comes to so many good players, you look at the record and like,
that's true.
You're like the bottom feeder.
But if he stays at 24 to 25 points a game, that's like that Bradley
and
Beal
you guys
question.
laughed at me when I say he could get 25 to 27 points a game with Zion
I don't
being
think I laughed at you about that.
I did.
You did. Not me. I think Brandon Ingram's playing
Josh
well
did.
there.
Yeah. Josh did. That was Josh.
That move was the best thing that ever happened to Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, and Lonzo.
Lonzo's struggling.
Is he
He's
struggling?
He's struggling to stay on the floor. They all are. They've all been hurt.
Well, did you see that thing where their game against the Warriors the other day, all the players that weren't in the lineup, they should have given a refund for that game.
That should have definitely been a free game.
That should have been free tickets.
They were watching the G League game.
Dude, they legitimately should have had it.
They were
like,
watching Euro.
They should have had it like the
East.
Rising Stars game where you just bring in a bunch of kids and give them free tickets, and you're just like, yeah.
Just hear them screaming the whole
That's
time.
exactly what it should have been like. Shouldn't have paid NBA prices for that.
No knowledge of the game.
That was
just
a travesty.
random yelling.
Well, no, even with no knowledge of the game, it's like some of these guys don't look like they should be out here.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, D'Angelo was out. Obviously, Steph and Clay, and you had
And Draymond.
You had all the starters from the Pelicans out.
It was
bad.
a G League game. There's no way around it.
That's not good.
I think Okafor is probably the best player in that
wow.
game. If he played, I'm not even sure if he played.
Yeah, that's.
I think he was playing.
Sadly.
All right, let's overreact right now. We're going to look at the standings. Boston 11-2.
They're real.
We
I
talked
told you
about
before
this
the
a little
season.
bit.
I said this is a perfect team for Brad Stevens to be coaching, and they'll be better once Hayward's back healthy again. Because Hayward was playing really well.
And he's going to miss a lot of time, which sucks because he was finally playing like the Hayward we knew.
Yeah, he played like Utah Hayward.
And Kemba's good there. I think he fits in better. He doesn't need to be the superstar, even though he is. I mean, but he does need to play that superstar
He's just happy
role.
to be on a good team with a bunch of other good players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you want to talk about surprises, the fact that Charlotte is getting wins and is competitive every night, man, Borrego should be like a coach of the year candidate. No one's talking about him, but good Lord, have you seen that roster?
He has no one.
I don't know how that man's doing it.
He has absolutely.
That's
no
some of the
one
best
gonna-
coaching I've ever seen.
And Brooklyn right now is 5-8.
Yeah.
And we talked about it, man. With Kyrie, I mean, he's had some good stats in some of these games, but
A lot of losses in those.
50 point plus.
and they're
Took
losing.
the L.
You know, so I mean, stats are cool, but if you're not getting those W's off of what you're doing with all those stats, doesn't really matter.
Nope.
Doesn't really matter. We do have Bones asked. He wonders if Vegas is ready for an NBA team. The answer is definitely.
Oh, yeah, it's coming. I don't know which team it's going to. It's not going to be an expansion team. They're going to
It's-
relocate somebody.
No, it's expansion. I'm trying to tell you, it's expansion, and it's when Seattle gets their team
So you think they'll get them both together?
Yes,
Yeah.
because they want to keep the league. They want to keep the league
Ooh,
balanced.
interesting.
numbers.
So which of the two teams then become Eastern Conference teams?
Well, no,
Somebody moves.
only one. No, don't need to move. Only one needs to move because both of these teams will be on the West Coast. So only one would need
No,
to move.
that's what he was
And-
saying. Which team
yeah,
would be?
Well, and I think it would be Memphis. It would be Memphis.
I would have
They're-
thought New Orleans.
Well, Memphis is actually closer to the East Coast. New Orleans, both of them are. Neither of them need to be Western Coast teams.
No,
but,
that's a lot of travel.
But yeah, it would be one of those two teams.
I could see them going up to 32. 32 makes a lot more sense than 31.
Yeah, 100%. Well, and Adam has said that over the years, just if we expand, it'll be by 2. It will,
And they
I
have
want
to give it
the-
to Seattle first, especially since Seattle's going to have the stadium for it.
and so that's why we'll get both.
Yeah.
They'll both come in.
And
at the
I
same
think
time.
it's within the next 5 years.
I think the next 5.
Yeah.
Especially with gambling. I think they want to kind of see how this gambling is going to do and how the money kind of maybe explodes. And from there, then they can start talking about it again.
Well, and if they can't smooth over China, they need to make sure gambling explodes because that's a lot of money lost.
It is. A lot of it was quiet.
China's blowing
Hush.
over already.
Look, I told you the second they would stop picking at the scab,
Yeah.
that just shut up.
Yeah,
They
you-
can't- every 2 minutes it was like, oh, and
You
then
got
I
to
feel
save
this
face,
way. It was
and
like,
they
bro,
were not
stop.
helping anybody
Yeah.
save face.
Oh
They
my
needed to just shut up.
Goodness.
But good question. I mean, that's it's a
Yeah.
good question. We've been talking about it a little bit, and I think we all know we're ready for all the major sports teams. Listen, baseball will do good out here. I know a lot of people don't think that. It's a summer sport, and what happens in Vegas during the summer? A lot of people come here. Even if the local fan base doesn't necessarily support a local team.
It needs to be a small stadium, though, and indoors.
Yeah, and it'll be near the Strip. It has to be. They all have to be near the Strip because it becomes a show on the Strip.
Yeah.
And shows on the Strip sell
Yeah,
out. And they sell out for a lot of money. People complain about Golden Night tickets being $100 for nosebleeds. It's
That's
2.5.
changing soon.
It's already been changing. It's it's a 2.5 hour time period. You get to sit there for 2.5 hours. You go to the O show, you're there for an hour and 10 minutes, paying the same price. So that's why it works in Vegas. So the people that complain, it's like, look at the prices on the Strip for any other show.
Yeah, no.
And the Golden Knights match it, and you're getting more time. And honestly,
It
Better
means
entertainment.
Well, not necessarily better entertainment, but it means something.
Yeah.
It's for something.
Yeah.
The O show is going to be the same on Tuesday as it is on Thursday.
Correct. And you can go any time of the year, any day.
It's going to be the same. It's going to be the same. So, at least sports, you are saying that there isn't any, this is going towards something, and two, it's never going to be the exact same experience.
Yeah.
That's just not the nature of sports.
But and that's why I think they, a lot of locals are mad. Why is the Allegiant Stadium on the Strip? Why is T-Mobile? Why are they talking about a baseball stadium on the Strip? It makes sense.
Because that's where the money
goes.
goes.
We don't support if the team's bad. Look at the Rebel game tonight. There's 5 or 6 people there for a Rebel basketball game.
See, and that
used to be the toughest ticket in town.
That's my fear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's my fear because...
But with it being on the Strip, it'll never happen because you have enough people that are going to go because now it's a show on the Strip.
So do you feel if they moved the UNLV games to T-Mobile, it would do better? Because I don't...
Well, you mean the Allegiant? They'll do better.
No, he's talking about UNLV
basketball.
The basketball games.
No, because the problem is...
It's college. I think there's a difference between college and
That's your issue
pro.
is this was, this used to
College
be a strong college basketball town.
That used to be all you had.
They let it slip, and now the more that this becomes a pro town, if you look, most of the big cities,
that's true.
Unless they keep on-campus things and you maintain a tradition, your sports just fall off because there's too many other things to do.
Yeah, no.
When you're like USC basketball, who's going? UCLA basketball only because it has a ton of history, and even then, you better be winning.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And I'm not saying that they're ever empty like Thomas and Mack is at Pauley Pavilion, but you're not bringing in the same things that you used to, and that's with crazy boosters.
That's true.
It's
college athletics just isn't unless it's.
It depends on where it's at. If
you
you're
better
in
win.
Kentucky,
when you're in those cities,
Yeah.
that's right. Where that's all they have.
That's what
they
it
have.
is.
They have nothing else. But that's 100% true.
But you
because DC Georgetown games aren't what they were when Jerome played,
and that's why Alabama football is everything because they don't have a lot going on out there.
That's all they got.
Everything to them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But that being said, sports are working out here, and they're going to work out here. Raiders are going to sell out every game. No matter if it's local fans, whether it's people coming in from Oakland or LA or whoever they're playing, is going to be good. I
have tickets. I forgot to tell you all that.
Well, hopefully we have lanyards.
That's true.
We'll be walking in there. But, man, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about Vegas sports. And we want to cover UNLV basketball, so we'll keep getting on him.
Yeah. I sent an email.
Well, we're going to call him. We're going to call him live on the air.
Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, this is
UNLV
Randy.
football is going to Allegiant. So that will help the football team a lot. I really do think it'll help a lot. With that being said, what is a lot for UNLV football? It could be winning 2 more games a year because they've been so bad for so long.
I honestly think a lot is going to be who else in college can say that their team is playing in a brand new $1 billion stadium? And it's ours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is our field. They roll it out.
Well,
That's
plus
just
it's
for
also
us.
going to be a place for people that want to go to the stadium. They can't afford to pay for
That's
Raiders
where
games.
I'll be going to. But did you see the season ticket prices for UNLV? They were tripping.
Good luck.
Were they?
Oh my God! They were like, "Oh yeah, it's $120," and I was like, "Stop!"
No.
I was so mad.
Nope.
They were over on the other side of town, and Sam Boyd was like, "That ticket is $15 a game."
Exactly.
$120. I was like, "Oh."
If you want to fill up that stadium, keep them. Okay, raise them $5. We're gonna go.
Yeah.
Or you could raise them more than that. It's just it's far more convenient. Sam Boyd is terrible to get to, and
It's
is a
just
dump.
horrible area. Yeah.
I think honestly, if they legitimately kept those prices, like you said, maybe you only raise it $5. I think they could mess around and pack that place,
and
that
then
would
start raising it every year. After that.
but that would change.
Get
It would
people
change. It would change the culture in terms of now when you bring in recruits, they're walking into not only a brand new spot, but the fans are there.
Oh, yeah.
People are excited. They're into the game.
Well, and you're
that kind of
gonna
stuff
get it
means
filled up
something.
for a long time by other teams' fans.
Oh, that's not gonna be good.
Well, remember,
Yeah.
if you know about
You
this,
just want to get filled up. So
they have photos that they use for all the UNLV things that show the stadium packed. Do you want to know when they took that photo? When Wisconsin came here and played, because they also wear red.
that's funny.
That's a true story.
That's good.
And the stadium was packed, and there was red
that's
everywhere.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
Wow. And baseball's been doing a test out here because the Aviators, who play all the way in Summerlin,
packed it.
10,000. They averaged over 10,000 a game, and they've been throwing that out to Oakland. You know, they're dealing with issues out there, and they're throwing it out there. And you know, Major League Baseball is like, look, Vegas is ready. They had 10,000 a game for
minor
AAA.
league.
For AAA.
Yeah.
And well, they did that smart because minor league and it was small, and you put it in an affluent area with people with disposable income that are more than happy to go to a nice brand new place.
But now they will travel when we get a team and move it to the Strip. Now those people are going to be more willing to travel to the Strip because now they're kind of baseball fans.
Maybe.
That's what happened with the Wranglers. The Wranglers, and they weren't in Summerlin, but they were, you know, the Wranglers did really good out here in the, I think, AHL or I'm not sure what. I'm not sure if they were AHL
I'm
or
not sure if that was the WCHL. Or
I thought they were in
it
the
was.
Eastern Hockey League.
Maybe
Hold on.
maybe that.
Continue to talk.
But anyways, it was a minor league hockey, and they started doing really good out here, and that helped develop a local fan base for hockey. So when they moved, you know, when the Golden Knights came in, it helped that a lot.
I think that's some of it, but I think that's a very small part. I think it's more that this city was waiting to be a major league city, and they were there first. If hockey wouldn't have been there first, hockey never would have worked.
Yeah. ECHL.
And
They
see,
were in
when
the
it first
Pacific
happened, I didn't think I was mad that hockey was first because I thought that would screw it up for other sports coming out
Yeah.
here. Because I was like, man, that's not like
That's
hockey.
not hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I didn't think it would work, but it did. And here we are now answering questions about pro teams in Vegas, which
It's
for 43 years, Dave.
we're gonna have all four, man.
Yeah. Well, all five, WNBA.
That's
Yeah,
right.
there you
Excuse me.
Well, still
Well,
four.
what?
Still four.
Oh,
but
because it's a basketball.
yeah,
you may
two
get
basketball teams.
You may get you may get MLS down the road.
Right now, well, MLS
Talked
is
about that.
already
They're
MLS is
working.
already coming. It's
Well, they're working it. They're,
Yeah,
Well-
that's what's set.
well, I mean, it all depends on how the Light perform. But then now that they've started
and they didn't make the
refiguring-
playoffs.
Yeah, now that they started redoing Cashman Field, yeah, they'll bring them here. So
It's possible.
I actually, when I went to the DC United game, I was walking in with some people from Orlando, and they were telling me about because it was like 4 people, and they all worked for the Orlando team, and we were playing the Sounders, but they were just like, oh, we just like to go to other stadiums and see other teams, and they were saying how when they were in the minors, how their process was to get into the MLS. And they're like, oh yeah, we've been hearing about the Vegas team. Like, you guys will probably be in there in the next couple years. Like,
And people know the process. And everyone's looking at Vegas. Everybody wants to come out here.
we have
it's
a great
good city.
market versus Kansas City or some of the other smaller.
And they're renewing
smaller-
everything.
Well,
they're
hey,
downtown.
and you might reach the point. Maybe MLS could reach the point where there's relegation.
What
You
do
got to
mean?
earn your way, like
yeah.
all the big leagues
Yeah.
all around
Yeah.
the world. If
Yeah.
MLS could reach the point where there's actual relegation,
You had a bad season, drop it down.
yeah. But I think that actually helps your teams be more competitive.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it helps you fatten up a little too much at the top. Granted, but relegation, I think, is a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
I see the NBA some of these times. Some of these teams should have been relegated years ago.
They should have been shut down and sent to the G League. I know you have a 30,000 seat arena, sir, but you guys didn't make it this
Yeah,
year.
stop trying to lose every year.
Trying to look.
Stop trying to save money on those tax bills.
Wow.
Looking at you, Phoenix Suns. Looking at
Who
you.
have
listen,
magically
man.
played better.
And Phoenix has turned it
Finally.
around. They lost tonight to Boston, but it's Boston. But they're being competitive even in the games they lose. They're right there. Devin Booker is a real NBA player. I think
True.
we've known that. But
All-star?
we didn't know that he
He's
had.
an all-star.
Yeah, definitely.
All-star.
Definitely.
This year.
Yeah.
Him and Ricky Rubio has been great for him because that whole experiment of him trying to be a point guard was never going to work.
Yeah.
That's not his game.
And it shouldn't be, and I'm glad it's not because they try to make they try to make
True.
shooting guards point guards, and that messes up the point guard position. Same thing, like Russell Westbrook should be a shooting guard all the time. Like, he doesn't need to be the point guard necessarily.
You don't think so? Russ gave.
He just
Russ
wants
gave
the
some
ball
of
too
the-
much.
How?
But he gave some
Dare
of the
you.
best
He just
seasons
wants the ball
ever.
too much, though.
Well, Russ is just more of a. It's the game has changed.
Yeah.
So and not
But it's
everybody
changed
can,
because they keep making these type of, and that's what I'm getting at. Not that he's a bad point guard. Obviously, Russ is one of the best players in the league, but you're trying to make Devin Booker that now. And this guy, instead of giving them a legit point guard like Rubio, who's going to get you the ball in the right spots, now guess what? Your shooting percentage is way better.
Because now I'm not working
it's
for my
easier
shot.
for you.
Yeah.
And now you're not. Now you can actually play defense because you're not wearing
I'm
yourself
not
out
killing
on
myself
offense.
trying to get a bucket.
Plus
No, that's
Booker doesn't
100%
need the
right.
ball in his hands to be able to set up to score, whereas Russ always did.
Yeah.
Because Russ can't spot up.
And Phoenix looks like, I mean, like I said, early in the season, we're going to overreact. They look like a playoff team right now. We thought they were going to be one of the two bad teams in the West.
Especially with Ayton going down.
And that's flipped. The two bad teams in the West right now is Golden State because of the injuries.
And New Orleans because of the injuries.
They're going to tank. Golden State is in full
They're
tank
tanking
mode.
right now. You really think
They're
that
in
D'Angelo
full
Russell
tank
is that
mode.
hurt?
He had
Come on now.
He hurt his pinky. Now he's out for the year. Drake, no, he's not
I
out for
was
the
like,
year.
wait, what happened?
He's out for 2 weeks, though.
He's out for way longer than he would have if they were competitive.
Yeah.
But
Kobe's
listen,
out there
I think they
with one
should.
hand.
I said that when Clay went out. I'm like, sit Steph for the year. And they had
He's
to
gonna miss it.
forcibly do it, but
He's
at
gonna
the
miss a
same
chunk.
time, good thing it's only a broken hand. You get over that. Well, you get that over that a lot easier than a leg.
Offhand.
You don't want a knee. You don't
he's
want an
fine.
Achilles. You don't want anything like that. New Orleans,
those ankles
same
here.
thing. A lot of injuries, but they traded for some injury-prone players.
They did do that.
You know, we've talked about Lonzo, and I'm still a Lonzo fan, but if you can't stay on the floor, you're not going to do much in this league, and you're just going to fade away. And especially being out of L.A. now, his name's going to disappear soon.
It already has.
Yeah,
Until
quietly.
his brother comes in the league, and then his dad starts talking again, and but
I think it feels like they're separating. But as they say all the time, one of the biggest sayings in all of sports is your best ability is availability.
yeah.
And if you ain't available, you're not going to stay out there.
That's right. You're not. What good are you to me?
Yeah.
If you're not on the floor, all we doing is talking. And man, when he gets back,
Yeah.
man, when he plays,
And
like,
Lonzo is really getting bad with that now.
yeah.
And it becomes a habit with some of these players because they're used to, I feel this way, I sit out games. I feel this way, I sit out games. And you have other people that just deal with those same type of injuries. Like, I feel this way, I'm not dead.
Kobe had one hand, still was playing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's certain guys who are wired very differently, but there are some of these guys that just happen to get injured. That's just their body makeup. You get hurt.
You need more milk and magnesium.
Or you're like Brandon Ingram and it's crazy stuff like blood clots. You can't mess around with that stuff.
I thought it was funny till
You realize.
till I didn't know that it could kill you.
Yeah, it kills people.
You didn't know a blood clot? Do you know how brain aneurysms happen?
I know how it happens, but I didn't realize it was like.
So you just stop when the blood clots up and stops your blood flow to your heart?
Listen, man. I listened to too much reggae music over my lifetime. They didn't make it sound like it was that big a deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. My parents just lost a family friend like a couple days ago to it.
So did my family. Yeah.
And speaking of your family, Dave, we were waiting all day for this big move that we've
Messed
been talking
up.
about for a month and a half.
Yep.
And finally, Dave,
Didn't
noon,
hit send.
we got to
Day
push it off a
comes.
little bit.
Didn't hit
Oh, we're gonna
send.
fall back
Just
a little
sitting there
bit.
by the phone, like, okay, I can wait another hour
I realized
or two.
later, it's like, oh man, they must have gotten busy. So I wasn't mad at you guys or anything. And then I look at my phone later after the 76,000 more messages in the time that I've been moving. It's like,
It's sitting right there.
and I'm like, I didn't hit send. That would explain a lot.
Josh, are you on that green machine?
Green machine?
Yeah.
What green?
The Huff?
What? Steve?
We just said that you're on. Somebody said you're on the green machine.
I didn't say that.
What's the
Somebody
green?
in the chat.
What's the green machine? I'm confused.
Mo, he is.
Anyway,
So Brandon Ingram's played 9 out of the 13 games. Lonzo Ball's played 8 out of the 13 games. They need to stay on the floor. I mean, they traded Anthony Davis for these guys.
well, and also Zion's played 0.
Zion's played 0. But even with that, I thought that if Ingram, if they stay healthy and they play all these games while Zion's out, I thought they could have, maintained some type of stance in the standings. But right now they're 4-9. A lot of close losses with them too. Sacramento's playing a lot better. They were a bottom feeder for a while, one of the last teams to win a game.
Yes, but they started off 0-5, but they've really
Yeah, they 5 and 2 cents.
They picked it up. They still have no Bagley. Luke Walton's doing a good job with them.
Trying to figure out what the green machine was. I looked on the chat, was like, I still don't understand. I don't know. You'll have to catch me up on that later. Like the shake.
Mo, can you please call in and tell them what the green machine is?
The shake?
Trees.
Huh?
Trees.
Oh gosh, that was so over
why
your
didn't
head.
you just say? Why didn't you just say? Am I high? No, I'm definitely not high. Not at all. I'm not
this time.
Steve.
Yeah, you were at
Listen here,
UFC.
baby.
Listen, UFC. That I
You were at
was
UFC.
messed up.
Listen here, baby.
Bro, it was bad. That was bad.
You gotta stay high sometime.
Quan was like so embarrassed, but I was making him laugh because I could not
It's so
stop
quiet in the
giggling.
media room for Contender Series, and he's over here just laughing at everyone's questions.
Bro, I was weak, bro. I forget what that dude said, but I was like, yo, this is hilarious.
Yeah, that
Oh.
I've never seen you like that before.
Oh, yeah, that
That was definitely a different level.
Never before, never again.
That was a
That
different
was-
level of high.
that was good stuff.
was definitely Huff High. And Steve, man, put the guns down. I'm not going to get in your personal business, but
Is he,
What's Steve
is he
doing?
putting more gun posts out there?
you remember in the chat when he's like, I'm sitting here with my daughters in the car. This guy called me a...
Yeah.
I missed that one.
Oh, yeah. No, Steve talking about
And
you
I
had a
have
gun
my
on
gun
his front
on
seat.
my seat.
I was like, Steve,
Like with your girls in the car,
your
Steve?
babies are in the car. Your babies shouldn't see guns. They shouldn't even know guns.
Listen, there's protecting yourself, and then there's being paranoid, thinking that you always need your gun every day.
Let's hear it, baby.
Steve, stop.
I'll never understand. I mean, I don't know. Listen, I guess we all live by different codes and creeds.
I mean,
If it's my time to go, that was just how it was meant to go down.
No, Steve is determined in not only his time, but the time of others.
Steve wants to use it.
Yeah, Steve is one of those.
He's looking for an excuse.
I got a friend because he recently like had to do something with a weapon.
Uh-oh.
It like out of like self-defense and
Gun
whatnot.
charge.
But I will say that one of my friends, he's one of those guys that he's looking for a reason.
Yeah.
Steve seems that way also.
Yeah, no, I'm not looking. Listen, if the revolution comes, now I am prepared. But I am not trying to. I'm not trying to start the revolution myself.
No.
I need to see a couple people go down first, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, it's go time.
Oh, so it's on.
It's go time. That's what you're saying. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Anarchy in the streets. All right, I just need to, Grand Theft Auto this thing.
So
and we'll be all right.
So when the revolution happens, do I get shot?
No.
Yeah,
no.
oh. Yeah, Dave.
Yeah,
Wait,
no,
wait,
I'm getting
let him
shot.
tell you no.
What? I'm trying to think what comedian that was. Where he was like, when the revolution comes, she the first. He was married to a white girl.
Oh, that's Chris Rock.
Was it Chris Rock?
Except
It was
for Susie.
his uncle. That's right.
I'll
yeah.
tell you this: revolution starts with a killer first. Let these crackers know I mean business.
Oh, man.
Because the funniest part to me is the way he says that. Except for Susie.
Except for Susie. Oh my goodness. No, Dave, you're all right. He's a good one.
Hey, can everybody quit outraging when comedians say something? Like, stop it. I know Michael
Dude,
Che
that was
in
hilarious.
heat. Michael Che was in the heat recently
Oh,
for
my
calling
goodness.
Bruce Jenner that fella or something. What did he say? Or not Bruce, Caitlyn.
Yeah, no,
I
but
missed
he.
it.
No, it
Come
was
on,
it
man.
was on
Give
SNL.
comedians get a pass.
No, and then the
Comedians get a
very
pass.
next
No,
week,
comedians
he
get-
made something happen about like older people, and they were like saying like he was doing something
By the
with
way,
ageism.
hold on. Here's what I'll say. Comedians get a pass when they're funny. When you're just saying things to be outrageous,
Well,
and
when
it's
you're
not
Kramer
funny,
and you're really like going on a racial tirade, it's
when you're
different.
saying stuff just to get
Which he never got in
outraged
trouble for
and
that.
create controversy, that's not funny. Funny people, like I said, I think with humor, everything to me is on the table. And if you're funny, you get a pass.
Yeah.
Kramer got some backlash, and then wait, no,
Well,
but
not
did you
listen?
see
If
the
you would have
episode?
done that in
You're talking about
this
the Curb Your
era,
Enthusiasm
Yes!
episode?
Oh my
it was-
God,
they
that curb was
He made up
great.
for it.
Yeah.
That
He made
was
up-
great.
well,
He's like,
okay, I take that
Nah,
back. He didn't make up for it.
I apologize to you guys. Like,
Dude.
that was so weak.
That whole season.
That was great. Oh,
But yeah,
I need to
listen,
go back and watch that.
It didn't make up for it. However, just to have him out there actually accepting his fate with it
looking
was
ignorant
like,
was.
oh
it was
wow,
good.
they really did this.
It was
But you
good.
have to do that. Just accept your fate. You messed up. You screwed up. Cool. Deal with it.
But you still don't usually get people dealing with it like that.
Yeah.
Like they really put him out there like that, like because they knew it was going to be funny, and it was.
It was funny. It was. If you have a sense of humor,
And we were talking about it off air. South Park. I'm sorry, like it's super offensive,
So
but
great.
hilarious.
South Park is great because as long as you know that they come after everyone.
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 No
There's
one's safe.
nobody that's safe on that show. And the people that thought they were, they quit the show. Because they were like, oh, wait, it was funny until you came after my group.
Dude, they come
Oh.
after everyone.
Oh, my goodness. Who it was, what's his name? Chef, but I'm trying to remember who the
Isaac Hayes.
Isaac Hayes when they were
When they
talking about
did Tom Cruise
Scientology.
Scientology.
Holy smokes, Isaac Hayes was like,
Tom Cruise
I'm
trapped
done.
in the closet. And I picked up my
And I pulled
gun.
out my gun.
Dude, that was one of the all-time best.
Come out of the
One of my
closet, Tom.
favorite parts of that whole episode is when they do the things where they're showing the animated things of Scientologists believe, but at the bottom it's like, no, Scientologists really believe this. Like, this is a real
actually
thing.
doctrine.
That's so crazy.
Lord Venu.
Yeah, they are the all-time we don't care people. They will take shots at everyone as long as they think it's funny. They do not care.
Oh man, I have to watch this season. I'm behind.
Yeah, it's Todd got me back into it. Like I said, I haven't watched it since back in the apartment days.
Oh wow. Oh god. You
I've
gotta-
been way
you
off.
got some
Todd's
good
our butters.
stuff. Bro,
Todd's our butters.
you gotta. He is. He's definitely butters. You
Oh,
have to.
hamburgers.
You have to look.
Well, I've been binge watching The Simpsons on Disney Plus, so I'll get back to. I'm joking. 30 years
don't,
worth
Josh.
of Simpsons.
Don't go too far right there.
What?
Were you about to disrespect The Simpsons?
I kind of just fell out of The Simpsons years ago.
That's fair enough, but just don't disrespect it.
No,
You
no,
can't
no,
disrespect
no.
nothing
no,
without
no,
Simpsons.
no, never disrespect, but I don't know. They kind of went flat for a long period, and in that period is when I got older, and then Family Guy came out, and then Family Guy was very fresh and new, and that kind of
fell off fast.
That fell off a little bit too, but
But
yeah,
South
no.
Park, because they deal with what's happening now, and
Always.
sometimes like with the China thing, they dealt with that a week before it happened, which was creepy.
Oh, but they also turn episodes around within a week.
yeah.
That's how they're able to do all that. Like no other animated show or even like live action shows can't
Are
turn
that-
around
are
as
that
fast as
quick.
Sam. Have you ever seen that? They did like a quick little documentary about how they work. How they work is insane. The fact that that episodes get on the air is crazy. The way the standard they put themselves to, it's like, okay, we have an episode next week. We have nothing written, and it's a week from now.
Yeah.
And then they start working.
And it
It's
works.
nuts. And it's
And man,
animated.
I know. Me and Dave were talking about Power earlier.
No, you weren't.
You know
joking.
that I wasn't
Joking.
I was like,
No, not at
Josh
all.
was so hopeful. He's like, finally.
Not at all. I've seriously, I don't even know if I've seen a Power highlight.
bro, that's
Of any
terrible.
episode.
That's terrible. You need to watch it. You would like it.
There's so much on TV.
You would like it. I'm letting you know you would like it.
I
There-
feel
there's
like you
too
would
much to
definitely
watch.
like it.
He would
Why?
definitely like it.
'Cause I'm one of the-
I'm not sure.
No,
I'm
I'm
one
Dave,
of
skeptical
us.
on everything. I
Dave
hate
doesn't
everything.
like Ballers.
Ballers was terrible, and I will go to the grave on that one.
I love Ballers.
Dave Ballers was entertainment. Just
No.
accept.
No, The Rock didn't even like Ballers.
No.
He's getting paid, so he likes it.
No, he got paid. But I heard somebody talk about it on the video, like this whole last season, evidently, it's like scenes of him in, like in cars or in rooms by himself because he couldn't even be bothered to come shoot with other people. If you saw a
That
scene
is
with him
true.
and one other character, it was like, oh wow, he must have had a free 5 minutes.
I'll be honest, I didn't even think about that though.
That
But
is
it's true. Now that you
is
look
true.
at it, it's true.
He was very, very, very solo. Very solo this season. He was soloist most of the year.
And during their radio show, they got the same exact board. I just wanted to point that out.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh,
I saw it. I'm like, oh, my board.
Oh,
I always see a lot of my equipment in different shows.
nice.
Dave's a jerk.
It's good to know.
Speaking of Dave being a jerk, the Clippers beat Oklahoma City by 2 in LA without Kawhi.
No Kawhi.
He's out 3 games in a row, I think.
Yeah.
Paul George is
Paul
back.
George is very much back.
Now, he came back his first game and busted for 37 in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, they're going to be fine. They're going to be just fine.
They need to get rolling though. They do need to get rolling.
They'll be just fine.
the reason I say that. I see both sides. Of it.
They played 12 games.
Well,
they played 14 games.
Not so much that, but just how well the Lakers have been playing. But it really just comes down to March. It comes down to May and April. So
I hear you, but they'll be just fine. They'll be fine.
They need.
They'll be fine, but what's fine? I mean,
they're trying to win a championship.
it's going to be tough. And trust me, I don't want Lakers and Clippers playing in the second round. I want this to be the Western Conference Finals.
No, that's the Western Conference Finals that we all need.
That'll make for great NBA. We've
stupid.
never seen Clippers and Lakers in the playoffs together ever, which is
just
crazy to me.
Think of some of the matchups you get. What if you get like second round, like Houston and the Clippers?
I mean, you're going to get a second round. You're going to get a first round of
somebody with somebody
right now over, if the playoffs start today, Clippers at Dallas.
Oh.
I mean, not at Dallas. Clippers versus Dallas. Yeah, Dave's Paul George, Kawhi, and Luka.
My new favorite player. And that's why Porzingis is trash. Trash,
but still been doing good things. He's still a presence there, but it's going to take him. Listen,
that's not good.
Nah, I
haven't watched him.
He's had good things.
Yeah.
Listen, he hasn't played for 2 years.
Oh God, has it been that long?
A year and a half. He didn't play all of last year. He got
happened
hurt like in December or something like that. Yeah.
You're
but
right.
hey, what about Luka?
But then
Talk about Luka so
you would have a Utah team playing Denver. So these are scenarios they could easily happen.
God.
That's Denver
That's good.
in Utah. Lakers in are Houston and Phoenix, and Lakers in Minnesota.
Houston and Phoenix, Lakers.
Listen, the playoffs are going to be good.
Lakers, Minnesota.
The playoffs are going to be good.
Because Towns is no joke right now.
Can we talk about Andrew Wiggins and all the Andrew Wiggins?
He's been balling. He's been balling.
It's a Canadian renaissance over there.
Oh,
He's been balling.
he's having a bit of a
Listen,
second,
I'm glad.
birth.
I want Wiggins to do good. I want this dude to do good, but he just hasn't. In how many years has he been
Y'all
in the
have
league?
pissed on that boy's grave.
Oh, I know I have.
How many years has he been
Hold
in
on.
the league?
By the way, a big factor in that is the fact that he plays next to one of the unsung best players in the league in Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns is legit.
I don't know. I feel like their whole team is very but because Karl Anthony Towns will have moments where it's like, I need you to do more, and he don't do it. So, but he'll have games where it's like, dang, that every night. Like, he's very much. I feel like he's a more polished version of Dwight Howard earlier in his career.
He does got
A
Dwight's
more
defense.
polished version. Which I mean by that is he has a more developed skill set.
His skills are dope.
Yeah, like he
offensively.
can shoot.
He's not a defensive player.
I'm not saying he's the same type of player. What I'm saying by that is basically Dwight, you'd see a game where he'd have 30 and 18, 30 and 20, and then he'd have a game where he had 12 and 5.
Yeah. So
and it would
inconsistency.
be like literally right behind each other.
But some of that stuff with Towns, though, is because there's a lot of players that on those teams that don't give him the ball. He should have the ball all the time. All the time. They should be running that. They should be running that through him like Jokic.
Another problem, though, he gets the ball a lot, and he won't go to the hole, or he
Or he
won't
won't be in the right
won't-
spots.
He won't get it with his back to the basket. He'll be at the 3-point line or right inside the 3-point line. I've never liked where he's positioned on the floor.
Yeah.
For being that big and that skillful, he can just post up all day.
There's no bigs.
He has moves.
There's no bigs. Like, I don't understand the bigs that, like, because Embiid, like, a lot of the guys now, it's like everybody wants to shoot, and it's like, bro, there is nobody inside for you. So if you have those kind of skills, it's something different if I'm not Pau Gasol, because Pau Gasol had moves. But I'm trying to think if I'm a Brook Lopez and I don't have a low post game like that.
Yeah.
And all I can do is stretch the floor and shoot. That's a different player. I have to do this. Whereas if I'm this other guy and I can do both. But like all of them, they fall in love with shooting threes so much. It's like, bro, like you're a big man. Like go be a big man. Everybody wants to be a guard.
AAU basketball for that.
Yeah, that's true too. It's very true. Just the NBA in general, again.
And a lot of people have been speaking up on AAU recently, which is a good thing, I think.
Yeah.
I know LeBron has said some stuff. Kobe said some stuff recently.
Well, who was it that brought up the amount of games that these kids play when they talk about the load management now? It's like, no, it's because they got worn out when they were kids.
Yeah.
Bro, when I tell you...
Who said that somebody said the other day, it was just a great point.
Because they used to only play high school and then pickup games.
Yes. You played a lot,
now you're
but
playing
you weren't,
year-round.
You weren't constant, like, listen, we played all sports.
Yeah.
When it was this...
That's the other thing.
When it was
you
this...
get injured less that
Yeah,
way.
when it was this time of year, I was playing baseball. When it was this time of year, I was playing basketball. When it was this time of year, I was running track. Like, you did other things. So your body, your muscles, you were a much more developed athlete. Whereas now it's like I'm only developed as a basketball player. So my elbow is worn out from all these jump shots. You know what I mean? Like you never use your body in other moves, and it's the same movements over and over again. That's why you get those ACLs. That's why when you're a baseball player, there's a lot more Tommy Johns for kids.
Yeah.
Because they've thrown 10,000 pitches by the time he's 15. That arm's done.
Well, you think about that, like with Steve's nephew coming up.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example because that kid's been throwing a crazy amount of. There's Tommy John surgery in his life. It's a guarantee when you're a pitcher now.
Yeah.
It's wild.
That's true.
Wild. So Lakers have the best record in the league. They're playing.
Do they?
Great right now.
They do.
Yeah, 11-2.
Bro, they daggone freaking went on like a. Have they?
Them and Boston are both 11-2.
They still haven't lost. You guys are on like an 11-game win streak, right?
No, we lost to. Who did we lose to recently? It was a home game.
Was it?
Yeah.
Because
No, they lost recently.
Yeah,
It was.
We lost to the Clippers, and then we lost to. Why can't I think of it?
Was it Denver?
No, it wasn't Denver. It was a team we should have beat.
Yeah, it was a lesser team. I can't remember who it was though.
We will look that up right now. We lost to the Raptors, who are actually. I mean, it's not really a lesser team. They won the championship.
Speaking other people pocking up.
They're missing
Pascal
Kawhi,
Siakam.
but Siakam, and I think I mentioned it in the group. I'm not saying Kawhi was bad for him, but now he's free to be the man, and I think that's a good thing. Kyle Lowry missed this game against the Lakers, but Fred VanVleet is the dude. Like I think he's the dude right there. So listen, no matter what, we thought they were going to lose with losing Kawhi. Obviously, they're not necessarily like championship contenders, but they could still mess around and
be a four.
Do what they've been doing in the East, for years. They've been up in the top four for a long time. So, you lose Kawhi, but now you have Siakam, who was the most improved last year and is that much more improved this year.
Yeah, and he's continuing to add things to his game, and he's still a defensive menace. So your defense on your team, because remember that was the hallmark the second half of the season once they got Marc Gasol. So if they stay sound defensively, they still have a shot to be there. Nick Nurse is still a good coach who I know Dave loves.
He's a good coach.
Dave doesn't love. See how excited Dave got.
He's a good coach.
But
I don't know, man. Dwayne Casey left. They won a title. You tell me.
and wait, Dwayne Casey's still in Detroit, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not doing.
Yeah, and
much.
they're
all right.
Blake's been hurt.
All right. Blake's
out there.
There's
on
no
one
such
leg,
thing as
bro.
Blake not going to be hurt.
Yeah,
He's
Blake's out there with one leg.
If he's
now.
playing in the NBA, he's going to be playing hurt.
Still a good player.
He is.
He is.
And your Thunder are doing a LA back-to-back, which a lot of teams have been doing, and most of them not very successful at it.
Yeah, it's going to be even worse as these teams get more and more locked in.
I think Atlanta lost by a total of 40-something.
in the two games.
Oh, they took 2 beatdowns.
Oh.
And they actually came back last night against the Lakers and got it within like 9 after being down by 30.
Yeah, they were down by so much that the game was already over.
Vince should have went back home to Toronto. He was messing around.
Yeah, he should have.
Well, you have to think also, like, you got DeAndre Hunter, the kid from Virginia, who's a solid, good young player. So in that LA back-to-back, so he went from covering Paul George to covering LeBron James in back-to-back nights.
Welcome to the league.
Yeah,
my man had a rough weekend.
Pretty much.
It was not a good weekend in the Hunter household.
Yeah, and
he's probably still on ice
Get
right
a
now.
hand up!
And PG roasted.
It was bad. And shout out to Paul. I didn't think Paul George was going to come back that quick, killing it like he did. But hey, he's there. So you guys have Lakers tomorrow night.
That's another loss.
Come on. Help me. Help the league.
Listen, Oklahoma City has been in most of their games. They're not a super good team.
No.
But they're not a terrible team. They're just a team.
They're not a terrible
That
team.
sounded sad.
They're just a team.
You know why?
Does Chris Paul stay for the whole year?
Yep.
I don't know how you deal him.
You can't move him. And the only team that really possibly wanted him, the Miami Heat, have figured their life out. And
No,
fine.
another team badly wants him, but has no pieces.
Who wants him?
Milwaukee.
You think they really want him?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know.
No, they definitely want him. They just got no way to get him.
there. Yeah,
Because Sam Presti is no idiot. He ain't going to trade him away for nothing. He'll keep him on contract.
and he's not trading him away for Eric Bledsoe.
No,
because
Lord,
Eric Bledsoe
no.
just got a big
Just
contract.
got paid.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not going to trade
Trade
for a lesser name.
Trade my bad money for worse money.
Yeah, he's going to get.
And Chris Paul's backup in L.A.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, it's crazy. But some good news in the NBA. A lot of people didn't think it was going to happen, and it happened.
Uh-oh.
Your man, Dave, your man,
Great.
Mr. Carmelo Anthony, got signed. Finally.
I'm not by the team I said he was going to go to.
Did you say that?
And we talked about that because they've both been talking about McCollum and Lillard, have both been talking about him for 2 years. They wanted him there before he got traded to OKC. They wanted him there before he went to Houston. But I don't know why they never really pushed the issue more than they did.
Shoot, they were just trying to keep their team together. Don't we push it too hard?
Yeah, they were fine. They're trying to their chemistry stuff, but they have so many injuries there.
Yeah.
I think
They
this is
needed
a really good pickup for them. I think he fits in there some way. It's not going to make a team a championship team. I think he'll be good, man. I like Carmelo. I thought it was weird that he almost seemed like he was blackballed from the league.
Shoot,
He hasn't done anything bad. He's not a bad guy off the court.
No, not in any
He
way.
said that he wanted to be a starter and he wasn't a six man 2.5 years ago. And that's
remember that.
the only thing people are holding over his head. And then he said something, well,
He killed insanity.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. Some guys.
are you guys happy to see him back in the league?
I'm happy for him.
Of course, he should be in the
that
league.
he's able to, potentially go out on his own terms. But to your point, some guys, man, when it comes down to it, like I'll put it to you like this: Kyrie is a similar type of guy where it's like something just it's one of those unspoken things where guys don't necessarily talk about it, but when they're gone,
You're
the
happy.
team usually flourishes
Yeah.
or is better or just the energy is different. And that's not calling Carmelo a bad guy. It's just something, maybe just somehow he rubs people the wrong way in his locker room or in his presence. And you also have to think Carmelo is
Because he
still
disappeared from Houston last year. They just, what was it, like
it was like 2
maybe
weeks
8 or
in.
9 games?
Yeah, it was like 3 weeks in.
Do
that
you
was
think
it.
part of it though is that he is the one of those superstars from this whole stretch of years
Yeah.
that always took the most money? He never left a dime on the table.
Yeah.
He didn't care if it hurt the team. He was
getting
taking
paid.
the max.
Yeah.
Like LeBron wasn't the highest paid player on his own team till what, like last year
Last year, I think.
Well,
or the year
Or the
before?
last year in
see,
Cleveland.
the other difference though with LeBron, the thing is LeBron had all those other streams of revenue.
True,
coming
but
in.
Carmelo had plenty of streams of revenue too.
He did.
Not to the LeBron level, granted, but
But
he-
Carmelo could have had more if he was on a winning team every year.
correct.
Yeah. So it's kind of chicken or egg.
Well,
Yeah.
Like, do you give money back and then that helps the team build a better team around you, or do you take that money and say,
And we look at
"Aha,
the
got
Tom
you."
Brady, Dirk Nowitzki, where they're getting paid forever
Yeah,
from those teams that they took, quote unquote, less money from to stay. They have other deals that they're getting, that they're going to get paid for the rest of their lives from that team. So
it's smarter. I mean,
and what's Carmelo's home now?
he has none. Well, Baltimore, which he shunned 3 sheets to the wind the second he
But
was
that's
like,
what I'm
"Oh,
saying.
I'm from New York." I was like, "No, you're not. You're from
He's from
Maryland."
Baltimore.
Like your shoes used to say "BMO" on the bottom.
Yeah,
like
wow.
don't play me. Now all of a sudden you from New York because you was born there as a baby. Michael Jordan's from New York. He
Dude,
was
his
born in Brooklyn.
his WB tattoo is West Baltimore.
Oh, I thought that was Warner Brother.
No.
No. It was an East Coast thing, not like actually Warner Brothers, but it actually said when you see the cops, warn a brother,
Oh, Warren, brother.
and it was WB.
No, I'd always heard it was West Baltimore.
Truth.
Yeah, it could be all of the above.
And that literally when he got that tattoo was like right at that time. So when
Yeah.
I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, Warner Brother, got it.
What was that movie he was in?
Ooh, I don't know that one.
It was some like underground movie. It was terrible.
Oh,
Did not go over well for him.
This is bad. I didn't realize it and I'm not trying to be a jerk. I was looking for Washington's record. Like, where are they at? Are they close to the playoffs? And I couldn't find them on the list because they're on the bottom of the list.
You have to scroll down.
I really did. I wasn't trying to be a jerk.
That
but
wasn't right.
Thunder took a loss to
I
them.
didn't know they were worse than the Knicks.
Yes, they are.
Are we?
Yes.
Yeah. Knicks won tonight. They beat Cleveland.
Then yes, we're one game behind the Knicks.
The former Bullets are, they're the worst team in the East.
Wow.
But not the worst team in the league.
Does Bradley Beal stay for the whole season?
Yeah. Yeah.
That deal was to
We
make
have
a deal.
one yes. We have one no.
That deal was to
He's
make a
been
deal.
saying no and trade him for forever.
Well, he's getting traded.
He's not getting traded. He is massacring the
Now,
league.
is that you with hope, or is that you just
Brad Beal
that's
is
how you really
fantastic.
feel?
Rui has played decent. He hasn't played great, but he has shown flashes.
I'm talking about we keeping Bill.
No. I'm just
Okay, you
saying in
get-
terms of
okay.
I'm saying in terms of the pieces that they've tried to add. So
In
it's-
2023, when John Wall comes back, you might have
oh
something.
my God, John Wall will be back next year.
Well, you think so?
Hey, John Wall's already dunking again. So
Okay.
I keep saying, bro,
I
if
hope
you
he
don't
does come
sit your
back.
behind down. You was just dancing on. Did you see the video of him dancing at Halloween?
Nah, I don't want to see
Dug
that.
in a Joker costume. When remember when the Joker was not the nurse, but he was like the he was the nurse in
I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
Dark
yeah,
Knight.
in Dark Knight when he was like blown up when he blew up the hospital. He had like that Joker costume on and was doing the Dougie. At
Do you think he took
Halloween.
it directly from a stripper, that costume, or did he buy it himself?
Very well could have. I'm not even.
James Harden would have.
We know James would have.
James loves those strip clubs.
His stats go along. They coincide with it.
Loves those strip clubs.
Houston's 11-3. That's a little surprising for me.
That's
I thought
a lot
it would
surprising.
take a minute to kick in. I knew they'd be a good team. They're going to
But
put up stats.
has
They're
it
going to win
kicked
some
in?
games.
Harden's putting up stats, but he's not efficiently putting up stats, and Russ really isn't playing that well.
And I heard something on ESPN where they were trying to talk about how this is Russ's team now, and I was
Oh
like,
gosh, it's not that.
really?
Not when James Harden's
I was
averaging
like,
40
James
a game.
Harden just dropped 47.
He's
like-
averaging 40 a game so far this year.
I'm so tired of this NBA of nonsense. But I'm-
39.5 points a game. Guess who's second?
Giannis?
Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal and Giannis
Wow.
are tied at 30.1.
No, so, we're both right.
But I'm not sure if we've ever seen almost 10-point differential.
Yeah, but look at the efficiency. The efficiency is really bad so far this season.
Giannis definitely gets Beal. I can tell you that.
Well, I'm not talking about Beal's efficiency. I'm talking about Harden's efficiency.
Oh, no, I know. I knew what you were saying. but
Harden's
I was-
efficiency this year is awful.
Leading rebounders. You got to guess?
Oh.
Giannis is up there too.
Giannis actually is up there.
He's number 2 at
Okay.
14.3.
Luka's up there.
Wow. All right, 14.3. Oh. Anthony Davis?
No.
That was a shot.
Averaging 17 rebounds per game.
Oh, Andre Drummond?
Andre Drummond.
Yes.
Good one.
Once
Yeah.
you said 17, I was like, who the heck
He's
is
always
who the heck is
getting some
even getting
rebounds.
those quiet rebounds
Yeah.
like that? Andre Drummond.
17 rebounds a game. Assist leader by 2 assists per
is
game.
LeBron.
Dave?
Luka.
LeBron James,
LeBron.
11.2.
I just like saying Luka.
Luka
But Luka's way up there.
is 9.1.
I only knew that because I heard it at the last Laker game that I was sadly watching at my parents'
Yeah.
house because they
Dude,
watch all the time.
Luke,
Are they
Luka
Lakers
is no
fans?
joke though.
No, the Lakers. My parents like the Wizards, but they're just sad. And then the Lakers and Clippers come on TV out here, so they just meh. And then they wonder
Can you
why.
buy your parents' league pass?
No, they don't need league pass. My parents are fine. They get free games. They're happy.
Oh, you gave them.
No.
Okay.
Just they pay.
Okay.
They pay for their little cable package of whatever. They pay their little $200 a month. I refuse.
All right. LeBron's 25 points, 11 assists, and 7.6 rebounds.
Oh, the rebounds aren't as high as I thought they'd be. Because he has
some really big rebound games. Then he'll have
like 2 or
no, not even
4.
2. I mean, like 5, 6. So it just keeps it low. But yeah, I mean, he has had a couple, obviously, that drop it that low. But there's really good players in the league right now. I think the league, just looking at some of the young players, you always fear in the NBA, like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen when Jordan retires? And then you get Kobe, you get LeBron, you get all that.
But
now,
there was a bad stretch there.
a little bit.
There was a lull.
It took a hit.
There was
It wasn't that many years though.
Well,
but now I don't think it'll take a hit because when LeBron retires in 2 years, you have, like Dave said, Luka. I keep saying it. Luka will be the best player in the league in 4 to 6 years. He'll still have Giannis to compete with.
Yeah,
He might not. He might not. I'm just saying, like, I'm giving him 4 to 6 years before we're all saying he's
crowned.
one of the best players in the league.
Well, we're saying it already because I know I'm saying it.
You're saying it already.
Okay, by
You've
the
been
way,
saying it since
a lot
last
of people
summer.
are saying,
You've
no,
been saying
Luka
it
right now is already starting to be the real deal. He's getting triple doubles left and right
Dave,
efficiently.
How many drinks can he buy legally?
A 0.
0.
Not a 1.
He's not even 21 right now.
That's crazy. That boy's not even getting in the club yet.
His mom's younger
Oh,
than
he's
us.
getting in the
He's
club.
getting in the club.
He's getting in the club. Come on now.
He's getting in the club.
They're in a club that Luka can't just walk right in.
He's with us. He's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, do you think he even has to do that?
Oh no.
Trust me, within the next
No,
couple
no.
years,
Some clubs, some cities, yes, he will.
within the next couple years, every door everywhere is opening that for that guy.
So
Everybody's getting
if
open.
Luka, at the age he would be 21 by the end of the season,
Okay.
he's averaging right now. And listen, man, we know we're overdoing it. We know it's the beginning of the season, but we can only go off what we've seen in these first 12 to 15 games. Averaging 28.5 points, 6th in the league,
Wow.
10.7 rebounds,
As a guard.
9.1 assists.
20.
In his second
20.
season.
20 years old.
T.
In his second professional NBA season.
20.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's 20 years old. Like,
You can say all you want about Russell Westbrook.
Like last year, he was 19.
Russell Westbrook was also like 26.
and listen, Russ is great with all his. He wasn't this. He wasn't.
20. No.
No.
Lord, no.
This is
no.
ridiculous. This guy can shoot.
No.
He's not scared to take the big shot.
No.
He can take it to the hole anytime.
Yeah.
He could dribble. He could pass. He's efficient.
He's a willing passer. There's a difference.
He's an efficient player. He's not
Yeah.
just getting
He's
these stats.
also a gifted passer. He's like LeBron-ish on the court vision side.
LeBron-esque in terms of wanting to pass, but is a killer at the same time and showing that he can rebound because he's
Yeah.
what 6'7".
Yeah. Oh no, he gets right in there with rebounds.
So,
he
you
makes
know-
he makes that whole team go.
I mean, listen, to be a big guard, and then you're also efficient and can shoot, makes you very, very dangerous. You know, it
And
really, really does.
I love him.
Yeah.
I
And I
can't
think
hate
he's
on him.
listed as small forward, right?
Yeah, they listed him
They
there, but
kinda
he
throw him
runs
back
that
and forth,
he,
yeah.
run,
They
he runs that whole team.
He gets the big O treatment where it's like, you're just too big. We can't say you're the point guard, but you are.
Yeah.
He's Scotty, the point forward.
Listen, he's going to be a problem in this league
Yeah.
for 15 more years.
Let's hope.
Don't you start putting your Josh on these
No,
things,
no,
man.
do that.
No.
Come on, man. I hate this.
Listen. That wasn't Josh at all.
Don't.
I did the same thing with
I'm
RG3.
the negative one.
I don't like it when people throw the years out there ahead just because it's a lot of basketball. Like, let it happen. I think he will have a good career.
Good.
Should he stay healthy?
He's had a good career.
He's had a good season in a week.
If he was done now,
He's had a good professional career
if he was
already.
done now, we'd look at him like, oh, he had a really good career
Yeah.
at the age of 20. So he's going to be 21 in February. Like, this is a kid we're talking about being one of the best players in the NBA that could possibly, at the age of 21, win an MVP award.
It's definitely.
Oh, he's not
up for
winning an
discussion.
MVP this year, but
Are you sure?
He could be. No, I think
If
I
he
think
keeps
Giannis
these
goes back
stats
to
up,
back.
if he keeps these stats
If
up,
he keeps those stats and
it's hard winning
and-
back to back right now in this NBA because
Well.
they're not giving you
Yeah.
back to back right now.
Yeah, you gotta really, really just be stupid. I mean, Steph had to go 73-9 to get back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not throwing out back to
Oh,
back.
I'm not saying they're going to throw out back to backs, but like
Giannis is still playing really
Giannis
well.
is like 31 and 12 every night and completely unstoppable. And any day where he hits a
can't
jumper,
shoot.
any game where he's hitting a jumper, you can shut the game down.
Hey, but
30
look,
points, 14 rebounds.
Yeah, it's 14.
6.5
It's 14
assists.
rebounds. What I will say about his shot, though, from the games that I've watched, he keeps shooting it.
Yeah.
So, and that's the biggest thing because when you're continuing to shoot it, you have confidence in it, even if make or miss.
And they'll eventually start to drop.
Yeah, they will,
Well,
and they're
and
going to drop more efficiently. Like
he's going to get there. His work ethic's too good. Plus,
Yeah.
he also every one of his great shooting teammates he works with. Like you got Kyle Korver
Friggin'
there
Kyle
now,
Korver now. Good Lord.
and you're sitting there like, dude, if this is the guy that cracks the code of this guy being able to shoot, he is legitimately unstoppable. There is not a thing you can do.
There's nothing you can do because if he averages what? Let's see, he's at 31 right now. I mean, think about how many more jumpers if he hits 3 jumpers a game on top of what he's already doing now. He's already up to 37.
Well,
38
plus
points.
if they have to close out at him on the 3-point line,
What are
that's
you
2
gonna do?
steps and he's dunking
what
on
are you
somebody
gonna
again.
do?
Nothing. There is nothing you can do.
What you gonna do?
And he's a great defender on top of that too.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But I mean, Luka, if they end up messing around and getting in anywhere in the top 6 and above, if he keeps that stat line, they were just a lottery team.
Yeah.
So you can say what you want. That's still
and he's
legitimate.
making it go. It's not like Porzingis showed up and they got so much better. No, this is
Yeah.
Luka.
Now, but see, if Porzingis kind of starts waking up and he starts stealing some thunder, not necessarily
make
from
his life
numbers,
easier, though.
it would make his life easier. But in terms of, it would also start to pull some of the votes away.
Maybe, but I think a lot of that too is like there's shots that he's hit that should be Luka's assist that Porzingis ain't hit.
But I think it's going to come around for Porzingis. He, like I said, he missed a year and a half.
Yeah,
he's gonna
That's
come
crazy.
around. I mean,
That's crazy.
it's going to be a good thing. They're 8-5 right now. Dallas is
Good record.
good team, man. I mean,
Good
they
record so
didn't
far.
make the playoffs last year. They were a really bad team the year before. So we see how quickly a team getting a player like Luka could come up.
And he's worth the extra first round pick they gave up.
Yeah.
Let me see who's coming out this year. We haven't figured that out yet, have we?
as
It's
what?
real early.
Yeah, I never know
don't
players
know.
until
It's sad.
I can give you a few, but it's not going to matter.
everyone is just a
keep
one
talking
and done.
about Melo Ball. So
He's going to be way up there.
Oh God, not on. I was almost gonna say not on the Redskins, not on the Wizards.
And before we close it out, hockey, we'll talk about the Golden Knights real quick. They lost 5 in a row, and then they finally won last night, 6-0. Struggling a little bit. Dave, you been watching?
I check it out whenever I can.
Yeah.
It has been tough, but you know, all it is all of the faults that I always say they have, especially with defense and size. They're just more pronounced.
And it's closing out games. They've had a lot of like up by 2 with 3 minutes left in the game, losing to overtime. They had 3 games in a row like that.
Because they can't stop anybody.
Well, I mean,
you also just have to play smarter. You're playing good all game. You're stopping people.
you got to manage the puck.
and then at the end of the game, you're just maybe too comfortable with the lead
Well,
or whatever the case is. You can't get comfortable in hockey.
There's a hockey saying where it's basically like the worst lead you can have is a 2-goal lead. Because with a 1-goal lead, everyone's still very
playing.
dialed in.
Yeah.
With a 2-goal lead,
You
the
start
second
loosening up.
that team scores 1 and gets it back to 1, now they feel momentum. And that's when you can pull your goalie and just depending on when it is in the game. When you get up by 2, you're supposed to want to push it to 3. Because once you get it to 3, essentially the game's over. Because now you've got to score and score and score again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you're up by 2, it's kind of a dangerous spot because depending on how early it happens in the game or, just when it happens in the game, that 2-goal lead doesn't ever feel very good.
Makes sense.
I haven't been watching your team, so I can't comment. I have been watching mine though. And
Did you watch what they did tonight?
the Capitals?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I actually did watch that game.
Oh,
We
you
won
watched the game?
5-2.
So did you see Garnett? Is it Garnett or Garnett? How do you pronounce
Oh, we're
his
talking
name?
about
Hathaway.
Holy smokes!
Spit in somebody's face.
Yeah, I saw that live.
Oof.
I saw it live.
Come
That's not
on,
good.
man. You don't spit on somebody. That's like
that's good
you
stuff.
could punch, you could poke. I'd rather you stab me in the arm than spit in my
That was
face.
Sean Taylor-esque. That's how DC gets down. That's how DC gets
We know how
down.
that turned out.
R.I.P.
That's how DC
Yeah.
He
gets
did
down.
go to the U.
Make sure your doors are locked.
No, they shot through the doors, Quan. His door was locked.
Yeah, I know they were there looking for something.
They shot through the door. Yeah, sadly. But yeah, no, they
Now I'm just sad.
yeah, that one always will hurt. That was my guy. But yeah, no, Brandon Leipzig is actually how the fight started. And and before that, we had like 4 or 5 just heavy checks, just bang, 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 and basically they tried to get the puck out, and it was wedged deep in their zone, and Leipzig hit this guy and blew him up, and so then there was a scrum behind the net. We ended up scoring our 3rd goal to go up 3-0, and then right as the score happened, the fight broke out, and it was about a good eight dudes deep.
Yeah.
So, and
bueno.
Hathaway. I didn't when they were saying Hathaway got ejected, I was just like, wait, Hathaway? He wasn't even the dude that started the fight. It was Leipzig.
Yeah, well,
Hathaway was the guy that spit on him, though.
Yeah. Listen, man, sports are great right now. You have the last part of the NFL season coming in right now. The last month and a half, 2 months of the NFL season, getting ready for the playoffs. There, hockey and NBA are in full effect. Baseball's over, so everything's really good in the world. Your man Dion Waiters to end the show ate too many gummy bears, Josh, and now he's seeking advice from Syracuse coach Jim Boeheim.
I can't. Driving advice?
So,
well, because he almost died and Jim Boeheim killed the man. Is that
was Jim Boeheim on
Jim
gummies?
Boeheim gave him the gummy.
Was he on gummies when
Sorry,
he was driving on the freeway?
It had to
Lord.
be taken. That had to be taken. I wasn't gonna be asleep tonight if I didn't say that out loud. I'm sorry. Oh.
Okay, so Dion's in Syracuse trying to find solutions by talking with Jim Boeheim. He was suspended without pay for 10 games.
Drink water.
For conduct detrimental to the team after an incident on the team charter. He took way too many gummies. They said, some people said he looked like he was having a seizure.
Yeah.
Some people said it was extreme paranoia.
Yeah.
Probably all true.
They don't know where he got the gummies from yet.
One of his teammates gave it to him.
Yeah, that's the mystery
Which
stuff.
teammate, though?
He wasn't telling.
Let's
Jimmy?
hold on.
Jimmy looks like a gummy giver.
Let's go around. You think yours is Jimmy?
I would say Jimmy, but at the same time, is he too high profile? Would he give them to someone else
Udonis
to give them to Dion? Is Udonis still on the team?
Yes.
Yes.
Really? I thought he retired. I thought he retired with
No.
That boy is
Speaking
retired.
of-
He's semi.
He
He's
didn't
semi-retired.
get the checks that Wade got. So as long as the team is willing to pay him,
Hey.
he will be taking the
Shout
check.
out to Pat Riley, being
Dude,
super loyal.
Straight gave that man a lifetime contract. Like you just played till you ready to shut
See,
it down.
I think Jimmy Butler the only way he would do that is if he was trying to
So sabotage.
get out human weakness and just see he's too weak to be with me. I can
He
see
can't.
that.
He can't even survive the gummy attack.
I think it's Kelly Olynyk.
Oh,
That's my call.
Oh, that's
Gonna
not bad.
blame it on the white guy,
Hey,
Dave.
the long
They have
hair.
more than one white
the
guy.
long hair, man.
They got Myers Leonard. They
Hero.
got Dragic. They got Hero. Well, Dragic is Euro. They didn't count.
Stop it. They're still white.
Euros don't count, man.
They're
Euros
white.
aren't-
They're white. Stop
Listen,
it.
If,
Stop.
if me and you can't have a conversation, you're not a white dude to me. If you're looking at me like what,
Listen, Euros don't
man.
count.
you're not a
Look,
threat.
listen,
Me and you're friends.
you think Luka? You think they look at Luka as white out there? Luka ain't white.
Luka is clear.
Yeah, Luka ain't white.
Does Miami keep Dion?
No, why?
I mean, this is his second suspension this season. I don't even think we know what the first one was for.
His
Probably
conduct
It was-
detrimental.
yeah, it was detrimental.
That's the story of Dion's
So
life,
two conducts detrimental to the team,
dude.
and now he's hanging around Syracuse for the next 2 weeks.
One of my least favorite players to watch too, especially when he was on the Thunder. It's like you have Russ and KD out there cooking. He's just always just waving. It's just like
It's one of those players who think every team he's been on,
Deion Waiters
he's not been
was-
able to play his role. He played with LeBron James. He's
not for long.
He's thought he's better than every player that he plays with.
Yes.
And that's a problem for a lot of players that don't last long in the NBA. He's lasted longer than expected to me.
Deion Waiters was
'Cause he's
top
a baller.
four.
He
He was
could
a top
ball.
4 pick.
He was
He's
a
a
fourth
top
pick.
4 pick, and he was picked by Cleveland, right?
Correct.
Wow,
Him and Kyrie, that was their backcourt.
that's right.
It's a
led
good
to a lot of
backcourt too,
wins.
though.
That's right.
That backcourt led to so many wins.
Well, I mean, they were young.
Hey, that got them the back-to-back number 1 picks that led to Kevin Love and LeBron being there.
Pretty much. And Kevin Love is still there. Another player that we'll talk about in the future. Is he going to stay there this year? Because he looks like he's trying out for real NBA teams.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
He's saying and doing all the right things.
But the only problem with him is he did get paid a lot. He's on the second year of that big contract.
Hard to get moved.
Yeah, but his contract isn't an immovable contract.
Okay.
That contract is very movable.
Tristan Thompson.
Immovable. Thanks, Clutch.
I will go down with the ship.
He's fine with it, too.
Oh, he's 100% fine with it.
Especially when he took a half-court shot with 5 seconds left on the shot clock after
I didn't see that.
against Philly last week.
Yes.
He's dribbling around, does a spin around.
That was also
gets
terrible.
over half court, shoots the ball with 5 seconds left on the shot clock.
I thought John Beilein was going to die. He's like, this ain't what I signed up for.
Listen, we've went over our 2-hour mark. We're only going to have an hour show today, but you know how that goes. This was actually a really good show. Very informative. I learned a lot for myself.
You learned a lot.
So make sure you check us out every Monday, at least during football season, 8:30 p.m. West Coast time, after Monday Night Football. If the game goes over, we might come on a little bit later. Check us out Thursdays, maybe, 2 p.m., probably starting next month once we get into
our beautiful
the new building. We have like one or two more shows in this room. 4 years, a little over 4 years
Be
being
emotional.
here. What's that?
Be an emotional show.
A little misty.
Will it?
No, we're going to shut this mother down.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're the last of Mohicans over here.
fun.
We are the last Mohicans.
There's no one else in this floor.
It's so quiet.
They
Like,
close
we can
it
almost
down,
hear
no one else
ourselves
is here.
echo.
We can leave the door open. We
He
have
locked-
freedom.
he
We could
locks
actually do the
door.
show outside.
Yeah.
We just roam through the
However you
hallways
feel,
doing the
man.
show.
Just carry the mics around. Do a remote from down the hallway.
Exactly. But we're moving. We're moving into a newer, well, not newer, but bigger space.
Much bigger space.
Moving on up.
We're in 200 square feet right now. If you guys have ever been in the studio, I know a lot of people will see it on camera and they'll walk in the studio like, oh, I thought the studio was bigger because on camera it just looks bigger. So
now it is going to
now
be
it's going to be
bigger.
a lot bigger. So we're moving in, going from 200 square feet to 800 square feet.
Bang.
And we'll be able to do a lot more in there, a lot more video stuff. When we have people like Dana White in here and 25 camera members
that's gonna be
and
dope.
crew members, we'll actually be able to have a comfortable area to sit and stuff like that as well. So we're looking forward to the move. We got to paint, so, we'll need your guys' help.
Yep.
Dave, I'll let you know the time and we'll stick to it.
Yeah.
And I'll make sure my messages
things
get
happen,
sent.
man. Things happen.
I just want the pizza. I want to see your parents and get the pizza. I haven't
Don't
seen your
worry. My
for a
parents
long
are the
time.
kind of people that will give you pizza anyway.
I need you to bring your dad into the studio once they get settled into Vegas.
Oh, he already wants to come in.
Okay.
He's got a lot of Packer thoughts for everybody.
Oh,
lot.
Okay.
Next
He
week
would-
might be a good time because
would-
Niners
yeah.
Packers next Sunday night.
Oh, it better go well for you.
It will. It will.
I think he really wants to meet Aaron.
We could bring Aaron in. I mean, he's a Bears fan.
Yeah, that's why.
Aaron.
Aaron had
My
a
dad
lot
has
of
receipts
bad
for all of
things.
the things that he
the
said.
other Aaron. The other Aaron.
Yeah, he had receipts for all of Aaron's
from
Packers
Golden
comments.
Nugget.
That's
Golden
right.
Nugget Sportsbook.
He remembers all of them to this day.
Wow.
Really?
Oh yeah, remembers every one.
That's funny.
And he
All
was
right.
he was laughing about him last night.
Wow. Does he know he's not a regular on the show?
Oh, he knows.
He's here
My
one
parents
time.
watch the show all the time, but he still
That's
remembers.
His parents want to meet us. That was actually pretty sweet. He was like, "Oh, they were looking forward to meeting you guys." I
Well,
was
they
like,
probably
"Oh."
want to apologize to you for my treatment of you, Josh.
Oh no, they're fine. They're fine.
No. They probably
No,
look at
they'd
Josh
be
like,
like,
that's the guy that makes fun
I
of
get
dead
it now.
people
I get it now.
and stuttering kids.
Hey man,
They
listen.
probably have no heart for you.
You know, there's always love for the dark side.
Speaking of the dark side, I had the hardest lift ride of my life, and I'm not going to mention it,
Get
but
us off the air.
Yeah, get off the
Don't
air.
even do that.
wow. We have audio clips.